Yo.
Oh, yeah, what's up there?
What's going on, guys? It's Keepin' a G Real podcast. I'm here with my boy Kody. First time for Kody. We're trying to make this happen for a while now.
Or AKA Irish Cream.
AKA Irish Cream from the fucking motherland of fish and chips. Yo, Cody's a fucking sat. We've been trying to get this for a while now, eh?
Oh, yeah, just between weather and timing and every fucking thing else there.
Dude, we're both busy as fuck.
Oh, you're not fucking joking there. Sunday through Saturday straight every fucking day.
Well, you work Sunday through Saturday.
Oh, I do. I do doubles on Sundays and every 8 days just a regular fucking shift.
Dude, it's wild. I don't miss those days. I used to work every opportunity I ever could. Back when Nate and I first started working for Command.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask Nate. Didn't matter when it was, what time it was, whatever, dude. I just worked my ass off.
I'll tell you, back home for me, east side of Dublin, I used to work 6 days a week, and I'd get my ass up at 4 in the fucking morning, just to eat quickly, walk about a half hour to an hour, depending on traffic and everything else there, and then I'd wait an extra 15 minutes because I wanted to be early, just to fucking, get ready for fishing. I'd be there from 6 in the morning until probably 6 in the evening there, or maybe 8 in the evening. It's fucking annoying.
What did you do there?
I used to go fish for a living. Once in a while, I'd be actually fishing with a fisherman boat.
Dude, did you get to fucking squeeze the fish and the sperm goes out of them?
No, I would go to what I do is I take the knife and I don't ask me the terms because I didn't know the terms that well. I'm not that sophisticated of stuff like that. I'm a simpleton. I just remember gutting the fish in its belly and side, an angle, gutting it, watch all the entrails fall out, and then just put it in the ice box and, watch people take off, buy it, sell it, whatever.
So you'd actually like fillet it though? You'd get the meat out of it and then package it, throw it somewhere?
Oh, I didn't package a fuck.
I just gutted them.
I literally, that's what I did. I toss it. We had someone else that did that. Sorry, there.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't want to say assembly line, but it almost right. It was like you had someone that would carry crates. One person did cutting. They want to do the fishing there. You have crews that do everything. Kind of like how FedEx is set up there. You have like package handlers and you have loaders and so on and so forth there.
Yeah, dude, we're just like, Kody works every single day. I work and go to school all the time, so it's been like pulling teeth trying to get he and I on the same page to try to podcast. But there's a lot of stuff going on out here in the gaming world, dude.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you're not kidding me. I heard Sony's releasing the PS5. I've heard a load of good things about it, but no disrespect towards PlayStation.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm an Xbox kind of lad. I'm an Xbox person.
We'll get on about that, dude. We were talking about that the other night at work. This dude. Let me pull. Hold on a sec. Hold on.
He's gonna pull out there, ladies and gents. He's trying to pull out.
It was 9th. Xbox One is 9th all time in all time console sales, and everyone will go, "Oh, those consoles have been around longer." Yes, but there's consoles that have come out around the same time that's sold more than it.
And there's consoles that have been out as much, but they've sold more. I forgot, like, even the smaller gaming consoles like Super Nintendo and the other ones, like, gaming was still getting new.
PlayStation 4 was in, like, 3rd or 4th place with 90 million units sold, and it's been out just as long as the Xbox. Say something.
I've always liked PlayStation. Don't get wrong there. I remember the first PlayStation console, the PlayStation. Small little grey silver console. You had your Crash Bandicoot. You had some of your racing card games. You had, was it Full Twisted Metal?
Twisted Metal, yo.
God, oh my fucking Christ, that was a beautiful game there.
See, this is so funny because, like, I know you played games just as much as me when we were kids.
See, when I wasn't
Twisted
working, that
Metal
was what I was doing. If I wasn't working, I was playing games. And I fucking loved it there. It was a good stress relief. It wasn't just, after a long day, just to kill time, or after an angry mood or something, just, to kill my vibe, bad mood, and cheer up myself up. It's hard to talk about a favourite because there's so many consoles that's been out for the years.
What games did you love back when you were young? Like, think back to when we were teenagers. We're almost the same age.
Are we talking like a top 5 list?
Just in general. We could just talk about some. Like, what games are nostalgic? Like, what games were pushing the envelope? What games, when you played them, you were like, fucking A, because it doesn't happen as much now? Because, like, it's hard to be as original.
It's like a copy and paste.
Right, it's hard to be original now.
See,
what games did you love as a kid?
I love Super Mario Brothers, but that was my top favourite old school games there. For me, it was the Crash Bandicoot race car games.
Yo, Crash Bandicoot.
Because here's the thing, it wasn't just the race ones, especially. It wasn't just racing. You could do like Demolition Derby or some shite like that there, and just beat the shit out of each other. Oh, it was fucking great there. And I can't remember the character's name. It wasn't Crash himself, but there was another character on there I would always choose think his name was Tiny.
Oh, he was the big Jack Mongoose looking dude. He was the big guy. He's the bad guy.
Oh, yeah, exactly. There. Created by Dr. Evil, whatever the fuck that little jackass's brain is. Him and the, what's the girl, little mongoose thing?
I forget her name.
She's like the sister of Crash Bandicoot or some shit. But anyway, she was a good character to play too there. And then, of course, Super Mario Brothers, but also the Super Mario Race World, whatever the fuck you want to call that now. I'm trying to think of my favourite character. Because I didn't choose just Mario, I would choose Luigi. He's my favourite. I say Luigi's better than Mario. Fuck Mario. Seriously, Luigi's cleaning up his brother's mess. He doesn't get fucking credit or shit. Yet, Mario gets the fucking princess. I'm just saying, it's fucked up there. You clean up your brother, you expect to get payment or some kind of respect there. Ah, fuck, I lost cap there. Sweet. Oh yeah, fun fact, I swear a lot, so if you don't like it, you might want to turn away from the listening, but then again, you might miss some interesting fucking conversations there.
Yo, tell the people about how certain words over in Ireland are more socially acceptable.
Oh, you mean the word cunt?
Yeah, like cunt. It cracks me up.
Cunt muffins.
You say cunt so much, and it makes me laugh so
I'm
hard.
going to tell you this here. It's no, we know what the actual meaning of the term is. It means in every country what it means. But where I'm from, we don't just use it as that. We use the term endearment, as an insult, as a joke, kind of like everyday language here. Kind of like how you call your friend, you know, or you like to joke around with your friends, you call them an ass wipe or butt munch or whatever.
Punani.
Or that, even there. Whatever the fuck that is. But they do what cunt is to us there. I don't forget, my friend, Ewan, was walking his little dog. And his mum asked what we were doing. And I go, oh, I was going to walk our fucking cunt, don't mind us. And, oh, Jesus Christ there. But let me tell you, private school and or Catholic school or hell. Because they were strict on that shit there. They were strict, but I didn't fucking care. I used it.
Yeah, so cunt cracks me up because it's just a funny word to say.
You know what my favourite one is? It's not just saying cunt, but Mick cunt or Mick twat. Or cunt, or cunt nugget or cunt muffin. Cunt muffin's my probably top word.
Cunt muffin?
You know,
that's funny. Why is that?
I don't know. It just sounds cutesy together. You put the word muffin because you think of a little muffin, the little adorable little food there, and you put it in front of the word cunt. It just sounds adorable, if you ask me there.
That's fucking funny. Yeah, I don't know. Like, so back here,
people get offended.
Oh yeah, if you say cunt around here, dude, girls will jump down your throat. But it's funny because it's the first fucking shit they say to each other when they want to fight.
I'll jump down their throat.
Yo, you're nuts.
Oh, just a wee bit there. You know, I'm surprised I got fucking hired for this job even.
Nah, dude, you're good. We all like you over at work. Like,
I appreciate it, but I know I can be able to handle them.
We love having you around. I mean, you do your job, and you're better. Dude, nothing's better when I started calling Seth a punani at work. You met Seth?
I met Seth.
Oh, dude, if Griffin's listening to this, dude, I started calling Seth a punani. Yeah, Well,
Gryffindor.
Here's the thing.
Oi, Griffin Dick, I hope you're listening.
Dude, here's the thing. If everyone knows at work we fuck with each other, it's what we do. That's what dudes do, right? We fuck with each other. And it's a point to have good friends. You just tell each other terrible shit about yourselves so you can use it as ammunition to fucking spray at each other.
Ammunition or ammunition?
Ammunition. You fucking use it to snipe each other when you're fucking...
Or you can't tell you're full tone
yeah,
here.
Right. So I started calling people punani at work. And it's like, it's not meant to be like making fun of someone really. It's just, hey, what up? Like, you know, what up, punani? Right? Fucking, I started saying it to Seth, thinking he could handle being called punani at work, right? And he started not liking it one day. One day I was like, what up, punani? He freaks the fuck out. And he's like, why you call me punani? You call it, what is punani? What's punani? I don't know what that means and all this stuff. And Anti was like, we's pussy motherfucker to him, right? And Seth was like, call me punani again, you go catch an ass whooping to me, Griffin and Seth, or me, Griffin and Anti just fucking laughing.
What's that? Is that Portuguese or it's not Spanish there?
No, it's like it's a extension of a swear word for pussy for saying it in Spanish.
Oh, it is.
But we just say punani, like poontang, like punyani. No, I like there's a million ways to fucking say it.
No, I just wasn't sure. I was just curious because there's different dialects and different
shit. Dude, shit's fucking hilarious. And yeah, he's like, get your fucking ass whooping, call me fucking punani and all this stuff, dude. I was fucking dying laughing. I mean, I like Seth.
Oh, laddie,
Like,
I wouldn't fuck if you. I mean, of course, I wouldn't fuck anyone because I'm only 5'5". Yeah, I'm a leprechaun. I'm not gonna fuck anyone there.
you don't want to be getting no fights anyway, so.
But with you, Jesus Christ, if you picking a fight with a bulldozer and a monster truck at the same time there.
Dude, I thought I was gonna have to drop a dude to work last night.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, he took him.
Some ex-con dude works at our job now. Not with us, but at that contract, he works for that company.
So is he subcontracted?
No, he's just a package handler. I accidentally clicked the scanner thing, and he turns and looks at me, and he looks me straight in the eyes, and he goes, "Yo, don't be trying to scare me like that." And then I'm looking at him thinking to myself, what, you think I'm fucking scared of you, dude? Like, what the fuck you
What is
doing?
doing
Like,
a fucking jobs there? Jesus.
Like, real fucking lax. This is your first day on the job. No one's fucking scared of your fucking gangster face tattoos. I'm not scared of that shit.
Or is it that stupid fuck? Look, I know it's a culture thing and supposed to have some meaning, but to
There's
me,
nothing wrong with face tattoos, but don't think I'm scared with you because you got
but
fucking
having that little
teardrops
tear
and
in your
shit.
face looks fucking stupid.
Now, this dude had like a cross between his fucking eyebrows. And Tom would have been like, what the fuck you got on your face?
So is that like a bridge across his eyebrows, the gap that middle?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Apparently, from what Griffin said, apparently the dude was just like, Packagers came out and said he was talking about how like, before he worked there, he was doing a bid and he fucking shot people and all this shit. It's like,
okay,
nice shit to talk about when you just got a job. And they don't background check. They say they background check. How the fuck does a dude get a job there if he's been to prison?
Oh, it's really interesting. I'm just like, why would you even talk about that shit there? Like, you're there for a job to get a paycheck. You're not there to fucking make blokes and mates there. If you do, that's a long way. It's great there. But Jesus Christ, you're there to do a fucking job there.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking ridiculous.
I know people get our shit because we're guards and they're... You know what I hate? I hate being called rent-a-cop. I know, we're not cops, we're officers, so... But here's the thing. We're paid to do our job.
Doesn't mean you can't fuck somebody up, though.
But we're paid to do our job just like you're a guard, you're a package handler, you're a guard, you're a cop, you're a grocery store worker. Hell, even if you're a fast food employee, you got a job, you're doing something. I don't like that term because we're just there to, work. We're not there to bust balls, sir.
Yeah, right, dude. What are you talking about? You come to work with a fucking full utility belt full of fucking shit.
It's mainly a fucking flashlight and a pair of utility pliers.
You look like fucking Batman to that motherfucker, dude.
I'm gonna tell you, it's kind of cool. And it keeps my fucking pants and my shirt from rising up there.
Yeah, right. You just try to shake the belt buckle of the ladies and be like, you guys trying to see what's behind these Wranglers?
You see, I don't need that. I got a special girl and she's my little special.
Ladies... Irish cream is spoken for, just to let you all know.
Sorry, ladies, but I am, and I'm very happy with this glass here.
He's spoken for.
Oh, God, she's the most amazing thing that's happened in my fucking life here, For all the shit I've been through, I wouldn't trade it in the world. Knowing that I'm with her, I'd go through it all again just to meet her again.
Shit, you know how many girls wish they had a guy that talked about them like that? I don't even talk about girls like that.
Honestly, I don't mean to trash
unless they're worth it.
Like, at least around where I've been here... I'm not trying to grunt or trash the entire, gender, but a lot of women I've come across here are trash. And I'm not going to apologise for that statement. You know how many times I come across, I wish I had a man that treat me. I wish I had a fucking man that treat me right. But they
wouldn't know if one hit them in the face.
Exactly. They fucking friend zone their fucking bloke that's trying to treat them like with utmost respect, but they go for the guy that treats them like shit, cheat on them fucking there, calls them a hoe or say sup bitch, and they're like, oh baby.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of the literature, like in the studies, point to like, women tend to date like across it upwards in the dating spectrum, which means they try to date guys that are their equal,
or like their fathers,
or have more to offer relationships than them. Where they say dudes date across relationship spectrums and down, right? Mm-hmm. Meaning they are okay with being with a woman who's on their same level in all aspects of life, or they're okay with hanging out with a loser as long as she has sex with them, is hot and stuff like that. But I don't know, dude. I think it works both ways. I know a lot of dudes that dated some shitty girls. I know a lot of girls that dated some shitty guys.
Can I ask a fucking simple question here? And not only as a friend you are, but also as a psychologist.
Well, I'm not a psychologist yet.
Okay, but
I'm going to school to be a clinician.
Learning, but you have more knowledge than I do in that field. My point: what happened in the dating game? Like, you're taking a woman out, or if you...
I'll tell you exactly what happened to it.
You know what?
You mean dating in general?
Movies,
we were talking about this with my buddy Dante the other night.
It's like, go to a bar, hook up, or 21 fucking thousand complications.
You want to know why? I'll tell you why. It's because life now is way more complex than it ever has been. I mean, look at us. We run around. We work as much as we do, school, all these other things. We're not where we want to be. You got to manage like a good relationship life with people. You got to work out all these other things, blah, 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 blah. So many things in our world pulling. You're like one call away from 100 people and 100 people away from like 1,000 because of social media, and then 1,000 away from 1,000,000, right? And the fact that everything's so accessible, it's the speed of Western civilization. It's how fast and how efficient we become at being able to obtain the things that we want, like money and food, and how quick we can interact with people. Like I got friends all over the world. I got a friend who lives in England. I got a friend who lives in the West Coast. I got a friend who lives in France. I can pick up the phone and just call them. You know how it's like, or you can message them. So I think because of social media and how fast we move as society now, I think it's kind of ingratiated itself into the dating scheme too. And I think that it's made it so people are not as good socially as they used to be.
So they feel like
that's the first thing.
They're better behind a keyboard now in person.
Yes, it's because it takes a certain amount of courage, and you have to face some sort of level of stress and anxiety to walk up to another human being you find attractive and be like, hey, and talk to them, right? And take them out on dates and put the time in a proper manner. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to date. That doesn't mean it's the necessarily the proper manner. But I wonder that myself too. I think because of the speed of the way your society works now, and social media, I think that people aren't good socially. That's the first thing. And then second thing, people don't want to work hard for shit sometimes. And it's just a quick fix. For a lot of these people that have anxiety and don't feel like going out of their way to really put in groundwork with a woman or a man that they like, it's easier for them to sit there behind a keyboard and just be like, oh, swipe left, swipe left, swipe left, oh, swipe right. And then it's like, you DM them, you're like, hey, yo, ma, let me get your number. Like, it's easier for people to do. I've dabbled on some of those social media apps, but I've made a commitment to just get rid of all that stuff because, like,
it doesn't work.
I've only hooked up with one girl off a social media app ever.
Okay, but
for me, it's just base level. You don't get to sit down with someone, go out on a date. Yes, what happened to dates? Me and my friend Dante were talking about the other night. We're playing pool. Like, my last girlfriend, I dated her for almost a year. Mm-hmm. She couldn't fall. You should see the look on her face when I was like, hey, can I take you out sometime? Like, take you out to dinner.
She had that shocked look.
Yeah, like, what do dudes not ask girls out? Like, what do girls not want to be taken out anymore? I don't think that's the case. I think people are scared to interact with each other like that. Scared to be vulnerable.
Oh, jeez.
You didn't have a choice 200 years ago. You had to walk up to a chick, hit her over the head with a stick, tell you like her.
I thought
that's a joke.
I thought that was like 1,000 years ago, but anyway.
Well, I don't know. Throw some flowers at her, take her on a buggy ride. I don't know. Around
this neck of the woods, I'm surprised you hit him head with a stick, so you don't mind there.
See, someone sees you walking with a stick nowadays, I think you have to know.
Now, if you have a full set of teeth, they're like, but no, seriously, I still call me old-fashioned, whatever. I don't care. I'm 26. I'm not that old. I'm not old, but...
We're not old.
I still like going on dates because the girl I'm with, no... Funny thing was, we actually met over a year ago.
Yeah, but you were telling me that.
But we didn't really talk. I mean, we spoke a little bit, but not like... Because we have a mutual friend. And that's where we first met. And then all of a sudden, fast forward a year later, I get invited to my one friend's party. I go there and I'm like... I'm looking at this girl and she looks familiar. And she's like, hey, how's your trip to North Carolina? I'm like... How the fuck do you know about that trip there? She's like, oh, you talked to me about, and I'm like, do you have a photographic fucking memory? She's like, no, I just remember, and we got talking, and then we, just sat talking for a bit, and then I felt bad because I hadn't talked to her, and so I phoned her on Facebook, and I came, so I get to talk to you much, and then we got the conversation engaged more and more, and like, hey, do you want to go on a date, hang out sometime? I just asked her flat out. She's like, sure, and next thing I know, we're just sitting in a car in a Sligo by the lake, eating Chinese food, and
and then you just drop the fish and chips on her.
Smart tasser, no, just Chinese food there, and we just hanging out and enjoying, just like not just being on, but enjoying an actual conversation and talking in person. It felt great.
Yeah, like and I personally think it's a lot to do with, like I said, it's those two things. It's people's angst of talking and socializing with people, and it's the fact that you don't really need to do that as efficiently anymore with the fact that we can just anonymously message each other and shit like that, right? What I will say is this. The fact that you could interact with someone so quickly, anonymously, like from behind a keyboard and you don't have to face them, it's giving people a shortcut around actually having to interact with people properly. And I tell you what, the times where most of my interactions with women weren't face to face and they were more, via text and more on the phone and shit, because I'm busy and stuff like that, those relationships tended to be the most shallow. Like, you really didn't get to understand or
I feel like they don't last
really
long.
get a connection. They don't last long and things like that. It's like you don't really get to build a relationship or grow together because you're like always talking over the phone.
Look,
or
I feel like personally, 6, maybe 7 out of 10 relationships here, just in general, don't last because social media, it's like, we got this in common here, but they only share like a few things on there. They don't get to know each other personally. They rush it, and they try rushing something that shouldn't have been rushed to begin with. They should have to know each other there, and then they both fucking regret it. Like, some people back home, they use social media. We have Tinder too. We have, everything you guys have here. We're not different at all, but I see a lot more of, from where I'm from, not as much as people using social media as I don't want to say a cop-out, but like a better term, a cop-out. They actually still try in person. They'll meet at a party. They'll meet at work. They'll meet somewhere in person, regardless what that place is there. And that's why I feel it truly works there. You want to know someone? You talk to them in person. You go to a party, you see them there again. Hey, I saw you at work today. I didn't know you were friends with so-and-so. And that's how I feel things work out. It's what they work. The lady I'm with knowing.
Yeah, it's weird. Think of what dating's going to be like fucking 50 years from now. You might be able to read each other's minds 50 years from now.
Jesus. Like, there's things you want to keep to yourself that you just want to share with the world.
Like, how many times you pull your pod in a week?
Like, we all got secrets, I'm sure of. I know you've got yours. I got mine. That's just a fact.
Ask me anything.
No, I'm not. I've got secrets. I still plan. I'm
an open book.
Well, I've told my girl them, but there's things I'm not ready to open up and share. Just see it with the world.
Shit. Well, we kind of went off on a tangent with the relationship stuff. This podcast is a free topic podcast. We talk about absolutely everything, but we were talking about video games.
And we did mention that earlier.
Yeah, we did mention that earlier. What other games did you like growing up?
Other than Crash Bandicoot, Crash City, Super Mario. Do you remember the Sega Genesis?
Do I remember Sega Genesis?
Well, I'm trying to remember if that's what it's called, because I know Sega came out with a few consoles.
There was Sega Genesis, there was the regular Sega, there was Sega Saturn.
I don't remember
Saturn had a disc, but it was short-lived.
I remember that my favourite game for that console at the time was the X-Men game. You could play Wolverine, Cyclops.
Was that the side-scroller one? Side-scroller fighting game?
It was like, you went back and forth.
Yeah, and you could jump up and down. And
yep, and you had
could play multiplayer, right?
No, this was you choose one.
Remember the arcade X-Men game where you could play 4 people at once?
Yep, this wasn't the arcade, this was on the console.
Okay.
And you only had 3 maps and 4 characters to choose from. You had Cyclops at start, or Wolverine, and I can't remember the other 2. But then if you pass each level without doing, you get a new character in your arsenal. I fucking love that game, because I would get Nightcrawler.
Can you pass me that bottle over there?
And sure, which one is it here?
Yep.
Yeah, and I just remember playing that. That was a fun game. But new games today, don't get me wrong, I love today's games. Like, I remember playing the original Fallout from the 90s.
Dude, Fallout's one of my favorite video game franchises of all time.
It's changed. And fun fact, did you know you can actually play first-person view when you play the original ones? Everyone thought it was only scroll up or top of the view.
I always thought it was top down.
That's what I mean, top down. But you can actually do first person. I forgot the shortcut to it, but you can actually fucking play first person.
Yeah, for the people out there that don't know, the original Fallout games were legitimately turn-based. You had action points. They were on PC.
Strategy kind of thing there.
Yeah, it would be so many points to run and hide behind a rock.
But you can actually change it if you knew how to do it right, because I watched some bloke on YouTube, and he's like, oh yeah, he's pressing his button on his keyboard, and he's just changing the first person view, and then top view, and first person and top view, and I thought that was fucking great. But if I had to pick an all-time favourite video game,
you made a little list, didn't you?
I made a little list, yeah. I actually made, this part here is in a specific order. Starting from, I don't want to say least favourite, but, the lowest on the top 5 to the top 1. My number 5 is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
That's a great game. That might be the best Grand Theft Auto game.
And it wasn't just a storyline. It was the interaction in the game.
All the shit you could do in it.
Yeah, you can actually your character could get muscular or fat. You can choose to be healthy or not healthy. You can choose to, I don't want to say that it's the first game where you make choices in it, but you can essentially, make many choices.
You go on dates and play all kinds of mini games, customize the cars, get all the clothes.
I didn't realize there was a quote hot coffee and quote scene there. I didn't realize that wasn't it was a sex scene in it.
Oh no, I don't know.
No, there was.
No, I believe you.
When you play Carl, I think that's the guy bloke's name, Carl.
Well, you play as Carl Johnson.
And then the gun girl, you don't have to. I mean, but here's the thing.
I know you could bang girls in it.
Well, here's the thing too. Not just that, but if you fuck up on this date, you won't get back with her ever again.
Oh, okay.
So like, if you gotta be there early. If you're there early, she'll stay with you. If you're not, take her on actual dates, dancing. It's just fucking great.
You see, GTA 6 is coming out.
See,
look, it's close to being done.
Yes, I've heard of it, and I played.
I think that's gonna be off the chain.
Excuse me. What was the other ones I had? 4, 5, after San Andreas. I didn't like them as much.
I liked San Andreas and I liked 4 better than I liked 5.
People are gonna before me because I remember
5 was a blast. I played the shit out of it, but the story.
Do you remember?
I like the characters, but I thought the story was weak in spots.
Well, not even just a story for me, but you know what mainly was? Cheat codes. Like I'm one of those
I never use them.
I had cheat codes. Do you remember getting a subscription to magazines?
I used them when I was younger, but I
used
never
to
used
get
them on
those.
5.
I paid for them myself there, and I remember getting them all the fucking time there, and I loved using those things. And San Andreas was you can be immune to most attacks except for melee, which almost gives you essential infinite life. I loved it there, but that was just me. What was your? Do you want to go back and forth, or do you?
No, you keep going.
Alright, for number 4 for me, Burnout 3 Takedown.
That's interesting. Burnout 3. So, I'm not a big fan of car games, but when car games are done right, they're amazing. Like, my favorite car games are Need for Speed Underground 2.
You know why I love
Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Oh, that's a good one there.
And then I like the dirt rally games.
I wasn't Most Wanted, like almost, I don't want to say a free, but it wasn't straight up racing. You can like drive around the city if you wanted to there.
It was like open world, and the cops could fucking chase you. And I used to drive stick shift with the bumpers. That's how I drove.
I got pissed when they actually put spikes in that game. Like, you can actually have a fucking flat tire and you have to maneuver. It challenged your fucking mind too, not just like you put yourself in their shoes. What are you going to do?
Right.
And one thing it was for me for Burnout 3, it wasn't just the racing and the cool kick-ass cars, but it was the overall music soundtrack. Like, a lot of songs in there I can associate and relate it to there, and it felt great to listen to, Yellow Card and Fucking Rise Against and some other good bands there.
Yellow Card.
I
can never get into the Yellow Card.
I'm not gonna. Everyone's got the music taste there, which is another topic, but not right now. Anyway,
what other games you got?
Number 3, it's a tie between both the Mercenary games. Mercenaries 1 and Mercenaries 2. World of Flames.
Dude, I forgot about the Mercenary games. I played those.
Like, the story mode was trash. Let's face it, it was trash. But it's a fun. But the action, the rippings, the factions, and you can do what you want. It's open world. You can shoot. I fucking love that. When you're angry.
I forgot about those games.
Of course, I was kicked out of school half time anyways, and if I wasn't working, I was just playing games. That was one of the fun games to blow off steam to. Mercenaries, just shooting stuff, blowing straight up there.
Speaking of that, you said kicked out of school. Give the people a little backstory. I actually went to high school with you.
So I'm surprised I didn't get kicked out of Jerry Ball League, and I was actually kind of terrified, actually.
You have dual citizenship.
Yeah, because our long story, my mum's American, father's Irish. But the other thing is, I got kicked out of 6 high schools altogether in a matter of 2 years, year and a half, something like that.
Was this mostly when you were in Ireland?
Yes. 3 were private, 3 were Catholic. And
I'd try to get kicked out of the Catholic schools.
Honestly, I hated the uniforms. I wanted to.
Little Kody in uniform.
Don't get me started. I hated uniforms. I don't mind the rules, but there were some rules that were too fucking stupid and uptight.
Yeah, like believing in God.
Like forcing someone. Look, I don't care if you got a belief or not. I don't.
Yeah, I don't care.
I was forced to be Catholic, but I never practiced because I was forced to. But if you got a belief, fine. I don't care. Just don't jam it down my throat. I don't jam it or piss you off. That's all I ask. And but when it came there, because I had to get my high school degree at least, and it's hard to get a job these days without any sort of degree. So
don't tell people that.
Well, I'm not telling them to go to college, and I'm just.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, it gets people all fired up.
I'm just saying it was hard because I couldn't sit still. I think I had some other problems too, but I'm not a doctor anyway. And my mum said I had to finish school, and I was like, fine. So I was thinking Syracuse. She's like, no, because that's where she originally grew up. And So instead of that, she had me go to the GRA board here in Fulton. I barely talked to anyone. If I did, I spoke a few words. People questioned me, and I just, just gave them a basic straight answer. I still don't want people knowing about me. I don't. Because half the people I met there, I'm going to say were assholes.
G-Ray Bodley?
Yeah, not everyone there. You're cool. There's a few other people I met.
He's like, you're cool, you're cool, you're cool.
Like, I didn't know you back then. I saw you, I met you, but I didn't actually get to know you. Like
you wouldn't have liked me back then.
But
not that it would have been mean or nothing. I just was like a fucking...
But I won't forget, there's a lot of fucking assholes that are just cutthroats, two-faced people. Just, I didn't want to get the friends of anyone there. I had a few friends, but even they barely knew the truth about me. I only had a few people, and I barely talked to them.
They didn't know you get loose in the dark.
And I just, the more I came out after years of fucking therapy and psychiatry, and here I am, being better.
That's all that matters. What's your next game?
Number 2, Resident Evil.
Ooh, there we go.
Now, here's the
Which
thing.
ones?
I love them all because, even the newer ones are more actional.
Have you played the newest one?
Oh God, not Snake.
The remake, Resident Evil 2 remake.
Oh no, I haven't played the remake yet.
We should fire it up after this.
I've watched.
Thanks, by the way, Gage, for letting me borrow it.
I've watched gameplay. I've watched trailers. I've watched other people, and it looks like a fucking.
It's amazing.
I play so I know graphics are amazing, and not just graphics, but I love what they did differently to Tier 2. They put that over the shoulder shot, so it's easier to aim and look around.
Yeah, like in Resident Evil 4.
Instead of 2 where you're kind of like you
have to aim and turn.
It's fucking stupid and complicated as fuck there. But anyway,
yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Although I love the fact that you can. I'm not a big. I shouldn't say I'm a big mode fan. I like modes, but not for Resident Evil. Although I like how it gives you more darker, grim, even though it's the same story and version. It's more detailed, colored. It's dark. It's scarier. And the funny thing is, that's what Resident Evil's really about. There, it was supposed to be a fucking. Thriller horror game and survival, not just an action shooting person game. That's why I love Resident Evil, because it gives you that limited ammo aspect, and you have to survive zombies and monsters and creatures, and you're on limited not time but fucking ammunition, and you're trying to survive there. That's why I love it. Tested your skills are you more defensive, are you offensive? That's why I love Resident Evil there. The newer ones are more action based, but 4 was that borderline action / horror still, and then 5 was all action. I still loved it. 6 I like not as much. The remake they did, or the just Resident Evil, whatever you want to call it, it was like a Silent Hill version. I felt like that was a rip-off.
Which one?
After they made 6, they did like a reboot essentially, or it's like its own
Are you talking about when they remade Resident Evil 1 on GameCube? Because that was one of the greatest games ever.
And not even a remake. It was like they rebooted the whole thing in that one game, and it's in first person views. First person.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. That one was
they just called it Resident Evil.
I played it for like 2 seconds, and I was like,
I'm gonna admit it was great for a horror aspect, but to me it was not Resident Evil.
And what was your number 1?
Number 1, and people are gonna give me straight for, I don't fucking care, is Fallout 4.
So Fallout 4 is your favorite video game of all time?
You wanna know why it's my favorite? It's not
I think I have a list somewhere of my favorite games of all time.
The storyline is the same as usual, you're fine, lost person, lost son, lost whatever, but it's the fact you can create your own civilization essentially. You can choose your character who you want to be. You always choose them what you want to be, what side you want to choose, but you can choose your settlements, you can build them how you want. It's almost like The Sims, but a future apocalyptic violent version of it. I fucking love it. And there's so much to do there, so much to explore, and little fucking innuendos and fucking other jokes and references to movies. Like there's one part, I forgot where it's in the game, but they reference the Jaws. They have the little fucking mutated fucking shark dolphin, a couple skeletons, and it's like the similar scene and scenario from fucking Jaws, the first movie. But on top of that, civilizations, you can build your own, you can do what you want. You can make your own shops there, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And you can customize your weapons too there, to your needs there. So I fucking love there.
Yeah, I have a list somewhere. I'm trying to pull up my favorite video game of all time for about 16 years. Well, no, it'd be about 14 years? For the time I was 12. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. It came out when I was 12 or 13.
That's when you're in Russia, right?
It's supposed to be like the start of Metal Gear. Like you play it takes place in Russia.
It's like the Cold
during
War.
the Cold War in the 60s. You play as the original Snake.
Yep. Oh, that's a great one. Great game there.
That was my favorite video game of all time for the longest time. Ever since I played it. And I was just like, it was easy. Like, you don't even have to hesitate. You're like, what's your favorite game of all time? Metal Gear Solid 3.
Like, what made you go towards that? Was it a storyline? Was it like the emotion behind it? Because it's got emotion there.
So, oh God. Metal Gear Solid is important to me for a lot of reasons. My whole entire childhood, and I don't know why. I don't know why I never did it. I think it's because that life wasn't for me. That lifestyle. I didn't want the idea of like, you know, kind of being told to do all the time and living like a vagabond and all this stuff and, you know, being isolated from people you care about. My whole entire life, I wanted to be like, you know, an Army Ranger or my whole childhood, or I wanted to be a frogman. Like I wanted to be a Navy SEAL.
Oh, you wanted to surf?
Yeah. And, now, he's an NSA agent, Snake. He works for the NSA, but, you know, he was trained by the Army.
Oh, I didn't know it was NSA. Jesus, I thought...
Yeah, he's originally in the Army, and then he gets, you know, and then he becomes part of the NSA. Because he's just so damn good. National Security Association. So he goes out and does all these fucking dark ops and shit. The reason why I'm going to have to forward you these videos. This guy breaks down, like, the shit they were trying to say in Metal Gear. Dude, Metal Gear and Hideo Kojima and those guys were on to like shit. They were on to what was going to happen with social media. They just were like predicting all kinds of weird shit. Like they were like Nostradamus or some shit. They just had their thumb on the pulse of what was coming in Western culture and actually the culture of the whole world. And just, it was just ahead of its time in storytelling. Not only that, Metal Gear was just, the action was great. The graphics were great. The story was great. And, what I thought was the most interesting about it is I was so taken back, even at a young age, about how groundbreaking those games were. For example, remember Metal Gear Solid 1, the first boss, Psycho Mantis?
Oh, yeah, remember that one there?
Dude, and he could read your fucking mind, and he's flying around the map. He's like, summon dick, flying around. You can't kill him and all that shit, right? He's like, and all that stuff with his gas mask. You had to unplug your controller and plug it into the second controller port, and your controller would still work, and it made it so he couldn't read your mind.
Oh, yeah, gameplay.
That's how you beat him. Like, the gameplay was so good in those games. But that was on PlayStation 1. Like, you had to you had to unplug it. You had to time it. Like, the screen would go, or whatever, and you had to pull your controller out. Like, you had to think. You were a kid. I was a kid.
And
like,
old games these days don't do that there. You had to fucking think
about. How old was I? God, that came out when I was like 10? And you had to think on the fly, like, pull the stick it. Eventually I figured it out because he'll give you like hints. You got to plug it. And like back in the day, dude, you had to figure shit out on your own. I couldn't access the internet when I was 10. That's like, the internet's still relatively new. I couldn't pull up. I was 10. I didn't have a smartphone. I couldn't go, look up how to beat them. You had to figure it out on your own. Even if you did,
you couldn't. There was like barely any websites on there.
No, yeah, exactly. So you had to figure it out. And I eventually figured out you had to plug your controller in the second one, and he couldn't read your mind, and it would let you do damage. Then he'd catch on to the fact that you're in the second controller port.
And you had to switch back there.
And then you had to switch back to the first one, and you eventually kill him. Like, just all the varied boss battles. You fought him, and then you fought Vulcan Raven in the tank, and then he survives, and you fight him again later in that ice-built house. Then you fight fucking Sniper Wolf. Remember that? And you gotta try to cover your tracks and make sure you're not downwind from her. And all these other things. And all the way up to like the love interest. He falls in love with Meryl, and if you don't beat his brother Liquid at time, she dies. Well, so you think she dies. She ends up coming back. But you get an alternate ending if you could beat him with 2 minutes to spare left on the clock or whatever when you fist fight him on the top Metal Gear Rex.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, like the second game was awesome in ways, but it wasn't as strong as the other ones. A lot of people think it flat out sucked. I didn't think it flat out sucked. There was a lot of good gameplay stuff and action going on. Some of the characters remember, but the story just wasn't that strong.
Oh, they all connected there, I felt like.
Everything connects, but 4...
No, that's what, Phantom Pain or something there?
No, 4 is what's 4 called? Phantom Pain's 5. Just Metal Gear Solid 4 is it Sons of Liberty's number 2. Oh, Sons of the Patriots or whatever. Guns of the Patriots or whatever.
Oh, is that what you played in Ninja there?
Your Snake, you're like the modern Snake, and he's old. That's number 4. Oh. Gameplay-wise, 3's my favorite. 4, if you look at a well-rounded, 4 might have been the most well-rounded Metal Gear game.
Now, I forgot, which one they started changing? I don't want to say they made it like an open world. Was that 5?
4 was semi-open world, 5 was open world. But yeah, everything about it, the characters, just such memorable characters. I know those games by heart, dude. You plop me down in one of those games, I'll run through that shit. I know where everything is. I know everything. I know those games by heart. I
gotta play 40. I stopped playing them. But they look fucking great. I gotta get back to Metal Gear Solid again.
Oh yeah, they're amazing. The other game I was gonna say was, the thing I was gonna say about Metal Gear was, The Witcher 3 came along and stole my heart, and that's my favorite video game of all time.
Oh, Witcher 3. God, that's such a fucking great game there.
Yeah, The Witcher 3 came along, came in and just kicked Snake in his nuts and threw him down the stairs.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of pissed at first when I started playing that game because I couldn't figure out how to block and all this fancy, because everyone's able to block me. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't be a fucking peasant who keeps blocking my attacks there. And it really challenged your fucking technical skills, and I'm not a technical person, so it took me a while. I play it, but I haven't played in a while. I gotta get back to it again, but it's super fucking just...
I just fell in love with the characters in that game, and that's why I love it so much. I love Geralt. You know, the fucking...
Now, how do you feel about the
two love interests?
How do you feel about the net or television series they're doing out there?
I think the guy they got to play him doesn't look anything like him and whatnot. But
I mean, it's terrible.
I'll watch it. Have you watched it? Has it started yet?
I haven't watched it at all. I wish they picked another character for it.
I'll give it a go, but I got bummed out when I heard they were making it.
Yeah, Henry Cavill, who played Superman, literally stops playing Superman, and he fucking chooses to play, oh, I'll be Witcher.
Yeah, I'll be the Witcher.
Do you not know anything about the fucking character? Because you obviously don't fucking do it, you're a fucking bloke.
Did you hear the whole controversy about how they got all fucking, and you can attest this because you're from another country, get a different viewpoint on it. Dude, people wanted to fucking bitch. What is it? No. People were bitching about the fact that the fan base didn't like the fact they were going to get a girl that wasn't white to play Siri.
See, I don't care
because but I'm saying if you're going to be true to the character,
if you're really true, then find someone. If close
you're
to the
really
character.
good, you got to find someone that looks at least pretty damn close to her. I don't care what fucking race someone is, but she's not. She's the whitest woman in the history of video games. She's fair skin, blue eyes, blonde hair. Like, you got to get a girl that at least looks like that,
or close enough, and not just close, but can act good together.
If you can find, you can hire. They want to hire a Latin American girl. Fine. Does she look like Cirilla?
That's the way I felt.
That's all that matters.
Have you heard about the Teen Titans movie there? Not to go off on a separate tangent.
No.
Okay, long story short, it's DC Comics into the movie, blah, blah, blah. They got someone to do Teen Titans, but my issue is they got a girl to do Starfire who doesn't even look closely like, or...
It's got to be authentic, man.
Look, here's the thing. Starfire, she's the alien. She's like, I know, red, orange, whatever. I don't have an issue with... race or gender, but here's the thing.
No one does.
They got the...
Well, unless you're a fucking loser.
Yeah, there's plenty of losers in the fucking world today, but the girl they got to play, she seems like a good person, don't get me wrong, but her as Starfire looks fucking terrible. That's just me getting my opinion. Anyway, go back to the games. I would
say at least our generation doesn't. Most of our generation doesn't. We're just waiting for all the old people to die off that hate black people and Hispanic people and white people for that matter. Everyone that's like 80 that's still racist needs to just go croak somewhere.
I'm not saying hold hands and kiss and sing Kumbaya, but Jesus Christ, respect and love one another, Jesus fucking Christ. Have a beer and relax. Loosen your knickers.
Loosen your knickers. There you go. That's going to be the new one. So, let me think. Other games that I liked. I'm going to go back to early games. There's a lot of games I like now, but did you ever play Harvest Moon?
Oh, my.
That's one of my favorite games of all time.
I don't want to talk about that until you brought it up there.
I get wicked, like, dude, I feel some shit. When I hear the music from the old Harvest Moon game.
It kind of gave you a chill, sir.
Yeah, dude, because, like, I loved that game. People could say whatever they want, and like, I remember who it was. It might have been Nate heard me talk about it.
That's where I was with House of the Dead when I heard the music and the gameplay.
Harvest Moon had like a really good story. It was a story that taught you about like life and friendship and loss. I like Harvest Moon in the way I like the Lord of the Rings, the story of Lord of the Rings.
It made you feel for people.
Yeah, it made you feel for people. Harvest Moon, and I know it's a video game, but it's a video game where you're in the game, you're like building up this farm and you work so hard to build the farm up in the name of your grandfather that died and all this stuff, and you build a family. You can have a family, a wife and kids and pets, and run this whole farm. Harvest Moon, it taught you about like social shit, like the town used to get together once a month and have festivals or whatever during the certain seasons, and you can race your horses and have, whose cow's bigger, weigh the cows, and someone's a prize. And Harvest Moon was fucking amazing. I loved Harvest Moon. I hear the music and I'm just like, ooh, throwback to when I was 12, dude.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a great one.
I'm trying to think. Other games I liked back in the day.
I think that's what, 3 there? 4? No, 3, I think.
Yeah, I had a list saved on my phone somewhere, but it was like my favorite video games of all time. I'm trying to think. When I was younger, Final Fantasy games, I loved those. Like Final Fantasy 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Loved those games.
Okay, my question to you is, do you prefer the ones that are strategy-based? You take turns?
I like the strategy-based ones.
Or do you prefer the newer ones now?
See, but the problem is, I could get into the newer one, maybe. The newer ones, but none of the stories have looked compelling. I've looked into them extensively, and I'm not interested. I haven't played a Final Fantasy game past 10-2. I played 10 and 10-2, and then I stopped.
I can't keep track because I remember they're like what, almost 20? No, almost 20 of them there.
They've made okay. So there's 1 through 10, then there's 10-2, and then they've made 13, 14, 15 is the latest one they've made, and then there's little.
What the fuck happened to 11 and 12 there?
Yeah, there's 11. There's after 10 and 10-2, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is the newest one. And then I want to say with someone in the early teens there, like 11, 12, 13, 14, they have little offshoots. They made games in between, and then like DLCs that are big that go on to those games. They like, but yeah, just I didn't like the new one's just not up my street, like the newest one, 15, it's just not up my alley. Like the characters look corny. They look like they're goth kids. I'm not into that shit.
I feel like they lose their pair after the war. They're trying too hard to keep something alive, and it's just let it go.
Yeah, it's like, well, I'm good.
Like I don't mind a free roamscape, or you can move your character, and I think that's great. But if you can do that, make a good story at least, still, because the original.
It's about the story. That's what Final Fantasy's about.
Because the first, I mean, I don't like the take. This is me. I don't like take turns. I like to move my character around.
Yeah, right, dude.
If at least the originals are close to the first ones, the first 10 had great stories. You can, fucking
6, 7, and 10 had my favorite stories.
Do you have a favorite character in particular, or not really?
Ooh, that's hard.
I mean, you don't have to know, so I was just curious, sir.
Favorite character in the history of Final Fantasy?
I know this is like picking fucking 20
Oh god, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I got a couple. So, I love Riku from Final Fantasy X.
Okay.
I like the bad guy in Final Fantasy VII there, Sephiroth.
Ain't nothing wrong there.
I mean, I know he fucking splits Homegirl in half at the other game and scared the shit out of everybody, but honestly, dude, people give me shit. Like, I got one buddy that liked Final Fantasy back today. I would say it's not the best one, but it's my favorite one. Final Fantasy X, I love every single character in that game, dude. Every single one of them. Waka, Lulu. Lulu's one of my favorites. Because I just feel like if I ever had a fucking wife someday, that's probably who it would be.
Oh, don't tell me
a girl that acts like that, just serious all the time.
Oh, you fucking fantasize about her. I can hear that.
She's so serious. Like, her attitude, like, if she was a real woman in real life, I'd be like, she's mine. Like, the way she's got this so direct, like, it is what it is, like, no bullshit attitude, and I love that about her character. But yeah, Titus, Waka, Auron. Auron's such a strong character. Just Yuna, like, how did it? All those characters, like Yuna. If you didn't like Yuna, it's like, go fall down a flight of stairs. She's such a sweetheart. Like, the game, and like tougher, like the way that she's like that character where like everyone doubts her, underestimates her. She's so soft spoken, underdog. She's tough as nails. Like, You know, so, and well, I love, dude, I don't care what anyone says. When you play Final Fantasy and you summon an Aeon, you feel like the ultimate badass. Like, you get your ass kicked and all of a sudden you're just like, fuck, you realize you can just summon a fucking Aeon and you got Ifrit coming out of the fucking sky, shooting fucking meteorites at people, dude. Yo, doing all of those. What's your favorite Aeon from those games?
See, I didn't play Final Fantasy
You never played the Final Fantasy games?
I was a weird person. I would watch my friends play.
Oh my god!
I didn't play them myself, but I would watch my friends there play.
Oh my god!
And I'd be the guy like, okay, go here.
Have you seen any of the Aeons?
I've seen
you
one.
You summon them. They're like these creatures, like special moves almost.
There's one that came out of the sky. I can't remember entirely. It's like the clouds are getting grey or something.
There's a couple of them that come out of the sky.
Like I don't remember their names.
Which game was it?
I don't remember.
There's a bird that comes out of the sky. It's the first Aeon you get in 10.
That's the one I know.
It's Valfor.
Okay.
Valfor. He comes out of the sky. It's a bird, and he comes down. He's like, he slides in the ground. And, and he's like, right. But Yuna walks up and pets his beak and shit, and then he starts to levitate again, and he always stays in the air. Shiva was my favorite. You ever see Shiva? I think you can get her in Final Fantasy 8 and Final Fantasy 10. Shiva is just literally like, you took the goddess Shiva from Hinduism, except for she didn't have as many arms. And she's just a beautiful ice queen. And she comes down, you just fuck people up with ice moves. Dude, she was so awesome. She does this move where the ice comes up out of the ground and captures everyone and explodes. She goes, clicks her finger, they go, boom, blow to a million pieces.
Oh, it's time for them to chill.
Yeah, time for them to chill, dude. Dude, I used to get so pumped. Like, you'd be sitting here in the middle of the night getting your ass kicked, and all of a sudden you get an Aeon charge. You're like, suck my dick. Start summoning Aeon.
See, my old time.
Dude, getting an Aeon in a clutch moment is like getting a fucking nuke in fucking, getting a nuke in fucking Modern Warfare 2, dude. When you get a clutch Aeon, it's like, suck my dick.
It's like, fuck you, you're done. My favorite character, if I had to pick a character for old-time games, it'd be Albert Wesker, the villain of Resident Evil.
Oh, so you're your favorite character of all-time games?
Like, just in any game in general.
You like Albert Wesker, a bad guy, huh?
Okay, what
do you like about Wesker?
He's not just a villain, but he's smart. He's just...
Cunning.
He's cunning, he's wit, and he doesn't just use that. He uses his environment or surroundings to his advantage there, too. So if he knows that he can use something against you, he's not afraid to use it there.
Oh, for sure. He's a scumbag.
But he's super fast, he's super strong.
Favorite characters of all time?
Jesus Christ.
That's hard.
I mean, that's just one you don't have to do. I was just saying that's my favorite character.
No, you got me thinking now. Well, Geralt's one of my favorite characters of all time. It's the reason why I fucking love that game. I love Snake. I like, I love Jack and Dexter. I love those fuckers.
Wait, is it Jack or Jax? I get so fucking confused.
It's like J-A-K, it's just Jack.
Oh, because I thought it was next. I was so fucking confused there.
No, I think it's Jack and Dexter. I like Jack and Dexter. Spyro's one of my favorite characters.
Spyro's a great character.
Spyro's a great character. Let me think.
Oh,
God, there's so many characters.
Oh, they did
CJ from fucking San Andreas. One of my favorite characters. Like we talked about him.
No, I thought CJ, the guy, the one with the fedora, is the one that betrays you.
No, CJ is your main character in
Carl Johnson. Sorry.
Carl Johnson.
I kept thinking his
CJ.
I kept thinking his blokes. Cause I remember.
Oh, that's Ryder betrays you, and the fat dude, Big Smoke.
Oh, okay.
That shit's so funny, dude. Trying to think.
I'm not gonna lie. When Ryder,
Ellie and Joel from The Last of Us.
Just one last thing, real quick, before I forget.
I'm listening.
I am so glad that in San Andreas you get to shoot down fucking Ryder. After that, I am so glad. End of that discussion there. All right.
Did you ever play The Last of Us?
No, I haven't played it.
It's one of the greatest games ever. It's on my list.
It looks great, but I gotta get a PlayStation for that there. Oh.
Dude, Joel and Ellie.
The reason why I chose Xbox over PlayStation was just from my personal experiences. Every time I played PlayStation, I felt like there was like a lag. Like it hesitated or it took...
Why do you keep saying this? I don't know what you're talking about. I've played every console ever.
Oh, to me, no, my experience...
Do you think you're just used to playing an Xbox?
No, because here's the thing. I never started with Xbox. I've been
like, if there was a fucking lag, PlayStation would be in trouble.
Because when I started, PlayStation was the first console. Then I went to the second one. I didn't get the first Xbox. I didn't play the original. Then when the newer consoles came in, Xbox 360, PS3, I went to Xbox 360. Let's try something new there, but also play one of my favorite games, or not my favorite, but something I like to play, Perfect Dark. And then when the fourth generation came out, I went to PS4, but I got mine for free, and let me tell you, I'm not buying it or getting a console used. I don't care if it's free or if it's low price, I'm not buying it.
You never buy a console used.
So
Never ever.
yeah, because every time I try playing Fallout 4, it's roughing me half the fucking time there. So I went to Xbox One after many years or months of saving my paycheck. I'd fucking go to it finally, and I love it. The flow of the gameplay, I don't, knock on wood, I don't have issues with it there. But speaking of games, I'm looking towards some of the newer games. Like, I love Borderlands. I love the first, second one, but the third one looks really fucking great.
You excited for that, huh?
I can't wait. Like, the characters, the guns, there's... Oh, Jesus Christ. Although I'm curious what they're going to do with the storyline, because the first two there... Oh, three if you include the prequel. But anyway, it's mainly about Hyperion and Jack. Handsome Jack there. Cause
I've barely played them.
Okay, I hope you don't care if I'm spoiled.
No, I don't care. I'm not going to play
Okay, Handsome Jack,
I'm so picky about games now, I'm not going to play
He doesn't look like a major character in the first game, so he's like, you do missions for him, it's like whatever. But it turns out he's the actual antagonist of the game. You don't realize
Didn't they make like
and then the second one,
an add-on called, the Handsome Jack collection or some shit like that?
It's an add-on. It's not really a fucking separate game. But and then you get the prequel, which is, even though it's the third game in Soulstorm, it's essentially the first, because it's Borderlands 1, 2, then the prequel, Moon, and it's just no, it's weird. They do have a Telltale series.
Those games are super underrated. I love those games. Telltale Walking Dead, one of my favorite games ever.
They did Telltale
first season.
Telltale Borderlands with fucking Handsome Jack there.
I didn't play Borderlands. Did you play the Game of Thrones one?
No, I didn't know. I heard they played a game.
Batman one of the Games of Thrones one. They're alright.
I played the Batman one. I was like,
Yeah, I was like,
Like, even though I hate fucking Batman, I do enjoy...
I was just trying to bang Catwoman the whole entire time. That's all I was trying to do with those games. Like, trying to just find the dialogue to fucking get after it. But you eventually end up sleeping with her, don't you? I do remember. Yeah, you start dating her. It doesn't show you.
One Batman game I briefly fucking played there. I didn't beat entirely because I took over my friend after he got done playing. The Red Hood one, Arkham Asylum, I think.
You mean the actual open world Batman games?
No, I'm talking about the one where, I don't know, it's not really open world, but they play Batman, but at the end you'd find out fighting Jason Todd, who is Red Hood.
But that's not a Telltale game.
No, it's not Telltale.
It's like Arkham Asylum, it's the fist fighting one.
Yeah, but what got to me was, what the fuck happened to Batman? Because it just ended with a fucking cliffhanger, and I hate cliffhangers. I want to know what fucking happened to Batman there.
Well, then you're going to know, because if there's a cliffhanger, they're probably going to make another one.
But anyway, Telltale-wise, I love Borderlands Telltales because Handsome Jack wasn't always a fucking villain. He was actually a good bloke. And then all of a sudden, when you follow the entire storyline, like, how the fuck did he get here to there?
What, he became a bad guy?
Yeah, he was actually a good guy there, and then he just became a fucking briefless fucking...
Well, I feel like if your name's Handsome Jack, you're going to go off the rails at some point.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. He wasn't always have that fucking mask on. I don't know what the main reason why it was, because I got confused with the whole mask thing there. But anyway. But... prequel Borderlands, the prequel of the Moon, I thought that was fucking great there. But the third, I'm looking forward to. I heard rumors, I'm not sure if it's true, but there's a gun that shoots, but it also walks on two legs. A gun.
In the new one?
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine a gun fucking walking around just shooting people there?
I think there's a gun that shoots tornadoes.
Ooh, I do. No, there's this gun, like, for my son, it has two legs. It's a gun, but it's two legs, and it's walking around just shooting people.
The coolest gun ever is in the original Saints Row game, or it's at the Saints Row 2.
God, Saints Row's a fucking great series.
You could shoot you can get the shark gun, and it shoots great white sharks at people.
Wait, which one's that one? Like, which series?
It's one of the first three, Saints Row.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I gotta go. Because I started playing 3, 4, and 5. My personal favourites are 3 and 4 there for Saints Row. I feel like it was more of a goofy version of Grand Theft Auto, but you can kind of trade it like Grand Theft Auto there. The first two are very serious, and it kind of like, I feel like they're trying to copy Grand Theft Auto.
So, what do you have right now at your house? You just have a Xbox?
Nope, I got that and a PlayStation Vita. I play at work.
Yeah, you're always playing that little Vita thing. That shit kills me.
Play Borderlands 2, obviously, there. I'm on Zero as my main character right now, but the other game I have for it is Killzone Mercenaries.
Well, I was gonna say there's a new Star Wars game coming out, dude.
See, I like Star Wars. I'm not obsessed with it. Some blokes are there. I do like Star Wars, but I never played a Star Wars game. I've watched people play them, but I couldn't get into them personally.
Okay, so
I was gonna get into it, but when I forgot which one it came out, it had the microtransactions. I'm like, nope, fuck it, fuck. in order to do the main campaign, you had to pay so much to get the fucking story. I'm just like, fuck it. That's what killed it for me there.
See, the problem with the Star Wars games is they've made so many fucking bad Star Wars games that they've overshadowed. Yeah. I wish I had a fucking fan following and like LucasArts and fucking EA could fucking hear me talk.
You know what? I'd rather play, if I pick up a real Star Wars game, I'd rather play the Lego version.
Dude, listen.
That looks better than the other fucking ones there.
There are a handful of really good Star Wars games. Well, like I said, almost every game that gets made now that's Star Wars is a heaping pile of dog shit. Star Wars Republic Commando was a good game. Star Wars Jedi Academy was a good game. And then the Knights of the Old Republic, those are some of my favorite video games.
I also won you.
Like if I made a top 10, they'd be
Which one was it? That was you were in a first-person shooter. It was almost like a Halo setup. Was it the Commando one there?
I think that was the Commando one. It was Republic Commando.
Because I actually enjoyed watching that one there, and I wanted to play it there, but they didn't even make a second one. I was told they were going to make a second one. The
Star Wars Bounty Hunter game where you play as Jango Fett was okay. But they made Knights of the Old Republic, which is the best Star Wars game of all time. And Knights of the Old Republic 2, which is probably the second best Star Wars game of all time. Then they made Star Wars Jedi Academy, which I thought was good. They made a couple, but dude, the Battlefield games, most of those games are fucking trash. And they do all the loot box money. They need to get their fucking shit together. This new game is coming out. Looks like it's got some promise. There's going to be no microtransactions, no multiplayer. It's all like gameplay story driven. It's an open world Star Wars game.
How much are I bet they'll make an online version of that there?
I hope not. They keep promising that there's no online, no microtransactions, no multiplayer.
See, I don't care if they do multiplayer. Just don't do the stupid microtransactions. That's what kills the game industry there. I don't have to pay just to play the main fucking story campaign there. Can you imagine fucking doing that for Skyrim or Fallout? In order to do a fucking campaign, you gotta pay the stupid microtransactions right there. To me, it just...
I don't know, dude. I refuse. I've never paid for any of that garbage.
I might have paid for DLCs, but that's it there.
DLCs, that's it. But I've never paid... Like, I don't fucking sit and play shooters and just scarf up microtransactions. That's for all these noobs that play fucking that shit-ass Division shit.
Oh, speaking of games, what was the one you were showing me the other day? You and Adam were in like a tower, Battlefield 5 or something?
Oh, dude, the new Battlefield update. That the multiplayer better. And we got Firestorm, and that shit's chaos.
That looked fucking great there. From what I watched, I'm like...
That's all we've been playing.
Like, I wouldn't buy it myself personally because I'm a pain in the ass when it comes to games, but would I play it with a bloke and a friend? Sure, I play that. That looks great there. I won't forget, I can't believe you and fucking Adam survived that fucking Firestorm thing. There was like, what, 15 other teams, and teams of 3 or 4 or something?
Teams of 4.
And it was just you and him there, no 2 other people.
Yeah, it was just two of us, the two of us versus
and you're fucking sniping these fuckers left and right there. You're like boom, 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 boom.
We won another one the other night.
Oh, Jesus.
Me, my cousin Jake, I'm gonna play with them later tonight. My cousin Jake, my buddy Matt, and then Anton. We were playing, and it's on my stream. You can find it, but it came down to me, my buddy Matt, and Jake were all alive. Anton had died. And there's one dude left in an APC, but he wouldn't get out of it, so you can't hurt him, right? What I'm annoyed with, they should do the shit you could do in Halo where you could pull people out of vehicles.
Or Gears, or not Gears. No, not Gears. What's the other robotic one there? Fuck, you're going to join us.
Titanfall?
Yep. Titanfall. You can pull them out, or you can pull them out there.
Right, so you could obviously destroy it, but we had nothing to destroy the APC. And the ring is like this big. Fires all around us. And as
so you're fucked. You're fucked.
Well, we're like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? So you can find it on my stream on purpose. I had tons of ammo left. I go, to get up on the APC and I start shooting at it, like just for dramatic effect, like Rambo. I'm like shooting down at it. I'm like going, like this, right? And I told Stab and Jake, I go back up and try to get him to get out of the APC. Well, this kid thought he was slick. I'm on one end of the APC and he's tried to back it up into the firewall to try to catch me on fire. I was like, you bitch. I run to the front. Because if you touch what's cool about it's shitty, but best weapon to use in that game against tank is the incendiary grenades. Because there's some glitch in the game where like you can still catch the dudes on fire inside as long as you hit the tank with it. Yeah, dude. So if you throw it, dude, they just all light on fire. They're like, died inside.
Well, please telling me the fucking did that there.
So the reason why he couldn't back up and get me was because I know what side he's driving from. he was trying to back me up on the side he wasn't on, so I just stayed on the side he's on, because if he backed me in the fire, he would get in the fire too.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm a G, dude. So I'm like, you fucking think
so if you died, he died there.
Yes. And Jake, we still would have won because Stab and Jake are safe. So then, I'm down to like my last clip. I go, fuck, the fire starts to move in, and he has nowhere to go. So he hops out. I jump off. I get in the rocks, lay down. He tries to get out kills, and I fucking took him out for the last kill. We won. But it was on my stream, dude. It was fucking... That firestorm is intense.
Wait, ladies and gentlemen, or lads and lasses, right here, I am talking to a fucking goat at Battlefield 5 right now. Give him applause. Give me undivided attention.
Dude, we've only won like twice, but we get wicked close every time.
Still, from the games, from the Twitch I've seen and the YouTube videos you showed me, you seem to fucking dominate every fucking time there.
Yeah, I think for the most part we dominate most of the maps, but there's things... And that's what I love about Battlefield. It's not like the rest of these shooter games. People are like, I don't like the gameplay. I don't like this. I don't like that. But you know what it is? People don't like the fact that there's just so many variables in it. You could play the greatest game of your entire life, and the next thing you know, a fucking rocket hits your fucking house. You just die. Like, there's shit that goes on in the game that no matter how good you play, sometimes it's just not...
Speaking...
It's not your time to
I'm
win.
glad you mentioned fucking rockets there, because... when you showed me that when you can shoot houses and destroy them, actually destroy parts of them.
Oh, you can blow the whole bitch up if you know what you're doing.
How the entire fucking the field there? I forgot, like there was like trees in one area and there's like the bombs coming in there and they're destroying. Like, Jesus fucking
Mortar strikes.
Fucking love that game. I wish he'd make more games like that there.
Yeah, I mean, Battlefield 1 was just as good. See, here's the thing. Ab and I were talking about the other night. Battlefield 1 is the best Battlefield. The last installment, not the one that just came out.
Oh, the World War I game, right?
Yes.
See, I can't beat that because I'm still
so good.
It's good, but I'm stuck on a part where you're playing the Italian army, you're shooting the airplanes.
You thought that was bad?
I can't.
Adam and I used to snipe on Battlefield 1, minimum 20 kills apiece every game. Adam and I just roll around, they'll be fucking murder everyone. Dudes hit dudes across the map with shots. They had to nerf the sniping. They must have nerfed it in the new installment. Because, dude, I used to get that sniper rifle, dude, Mo's in the gun. We mow fuckers down. I'm talking like Adam and I would hit shots. Like, you'd have to aim like the dudes on the other side of the map. You'd have to aim like it looks like inches above him to try to drop that bullet in on him, dude. And I literally, like, I have stuff saved on my on my YouTube account where I'm hitting shots like dudes are running downhill at an angle and I'm having to aim above them and shoot the bullet out in front of them.
Jesus
Fucking hit him in the head. And the sound it made when you shot dudes in the head last game. Like the way you'd see the fucking score come up. Dude, you felt like a fucking savage in Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 was so fucking good. But the Firestorm mode gives Battlefield 5, like, we've been playing, now that we got a full group of guys too. Adam and I didn't have a lot of people to play. We have a full crew every time we play now. Adam and I used to play Battlefield 1 by ourselves. We had no one to play with. But my brother hops on with us every now and then. We've been.
Well, I say I join you, but unfortunately we can't connect because we're different consoles.
I think you just need to man up and get a PS5 when it comes out. Just use your fucking tax money.
That's bullshit. My tax refund's shite because according to them, they don't go by your fucking net pay. They go by your gross pay.
Oh, I don't know. I don't do TurboTax. I go to a specialist. So
That's what I did. I went to a specialist in Oswego, and all I got was a lousy fucking $200 back.
That's crazy. Why is that? What do you claim?
Well, here's the thing, though. Because during that time, I was working 2 jobs, or I just ended my second job there. I was working Spencer's and just getting into security still. So, but the funny thing was, in 1 month, I've made more in 1 month at the job I love now compared to Spencer's, and almost doing a year there.
What do you claim?
0, I think.
I don't understand how you're not getting at least like $1,000 back. I don't know. I get a lot of money back because I go to school. Oh,
because I don't go to school anymore. I was getting decent money back when I was.
I love it. I get like a minimum of fucking $3 back.
When I was in college, I was getting at least maybe, $1,200 roughly back, guessing between state and taxes altogether. But still, and it was great because I felt like I can pay a little more towards bills or a car or something there. But no, I'm just getting spit in the ocean there. Not even spit there. It's not even cum in the ocean. It's just like a fucking wank off there. But no, other than that, what else would you like to talk about there?
No, I mean, we keep talking about games if you want. I mean, like the PS5, I mean, they're probably going to talk about, I guess, so PlayStation's doing their own press conference. They're not going to be at E3. So I would assume that Xbox during E3 is going to roll out,
See,
their shit.
I feel like I'm fine right now there. Like, if I heard the backwards capability, what they're doing for a PlayStation 5, but here's my thing. I will go back to PlayStation if they do this with the new console. They will convert all generations from the PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the 5.
You mean backwards compatibility?
Yes, for all...
They're going to have it, but I don't know what they're... We talked about that.
No, I mean for all generations, not just like one generation or two. I mean all. If they do all of it on PlayStation 5 there...
It's impossible to do. Xbox didn't even do that.
Well, I know it's impossible, but get the good games that people love there.
Right. What I think they should do is they should fucking listen to the people and put out the marquee games.
That's what I feel like they don't care. They're doing it to make a book. They're not listening to the fans.
You know, it's like they're not listening to none of these companies listen to the fans.
And they wonder why they fucking lose money there.
And but Sony's so far ahead of the game though, they don't really got. I mean, we want to know. Well, here's the problem, and I know we're gonna go into this Xbox Sony thing again now. But there's a big difference why Sony kills the game, and I've been saying this since I was a teenager. Sony kills the game because they're dedicated to the game.
They are, but
they're dedicated to trying at least. In many ways, succeeding the best games you could possibly make for the fans. Sony listens to the people.
But you wonder why
they make single player dope. They try to come up with original ideas. Xbox cares so much. Connect and fucking social media shit and like just so much shit that no one gives a fuck
the
about.
HR,
I got a fucking phone.
Oh, the PR and HR department here. But here's the reason why, and call me a cynical, call me an asshole. I don't fucking care. The reason why I switched back to Xbox again. Or mods. Now, see, for me, when I play Fallout 4, because that's the only game I almost essentially play for the Xbox, as the mods.
It's the mods. You like the mods.
Here's the thing. When I was playing Fallout, same game, Fallout 4, Xbox, I had my console no versus when I had PlayStation 4. You can only get so many mods. Like, I wanted, like, say, an MP5, you know, a modern military weapon instead of the fucking... Because a lot of guns in Fallout 4 suck. They look stupid as shit. And steampunk strap-on dildo fucking shit. I don't fucking care for it. That gun looks like a fucking automatic vibrator or fucking nails coming out of it. I don't care for that. I like modern military weapons. I'll tell you right now. I can tell you what guns I have on my fucking Fallout 4 for the Xbox. I have an actual M60. I have a Kalish. I have an AK-47. I have an MP5, I have a Glock, I have a M11, P99, I have some kick-ass sniper rifles. Hell, I've got Halo fucking armor. I'm not joking. I have Halo armor on Fallout 4, and there's a little fucking side campaign mission. It's not a main mission, but it's a little. If you download the right mod, you can play like this little Halo fucking mission there. What fucking Sony and PlayStation? You couldn't even get that there. Because of copyrights and all this stupid fucking shit. It's like, Jesus Christ, let people have fun with a game. They're not trying to make money off it. All these people making mods, they're not trying to make money off it.
Right.
They just want to have fucking fun with it there.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I don't remember what I had Skyrim on, but you said you never played Skyrim.
No, but I've watched.
You should sit down and play Skyrim sometime. Because if you love mods...
It's the same makers. I know Fallout and Skyrim are the same makers.
Skyrim had some crazy mods.
And it's funny you say that, because I actually got a Skyrim... It's not even a mod. I got a sword and a helmet from the actual Skyrim game. It's a creation club. I don't know if that's what we call it out there. If you pay like so much credits, you can get like certain things, add-ons essentially there. And it's only in DLC. I got the actual sword and helmet from the game. I fucking love it there. Times I look like a fucking Viking in the middle of a apocalyptic world in Fallout. It's great. Right. But speaking of games, I think we covered. But I will respect PlayStation. I don't hate PlayStation. I just get upset with some of the choices they make there.
Like what?
Well, I just told you them. Like they're modding, you know, copyrights and stuff. They don't like for some games they won't let you have certain modes there.
So the difference between you is the modding.
Seriously, I love playing with mods there.
Well, you're a rare breed then.
Because newer games, new games these days, you can only use so many fucking modes there. Or PlayStation's got so many restrictions against it there. But I'll tell you this though, if they lift that restriction, I'll go back to PlayStation. And they also do backwards capability for all generations. For all generations. It may not be every single game, but for all generations, I will be fucking happy with there too. Alrighty there. So what's the next topic there, dear sir? Dear Sarah Fickery. Cause I think we pretty much talked about games as much as there is there.
I mean, we can keep talking about games if you want or not.
I'm all tight.
Yeah. What we were talking about, we've been talking about another thing lately is the metal landscape, music.
You go first because I started last time, sir. You start this time.
Well, it's no secret to anyone that knows me.
My psychic senses say ginger.
No, I mean, no, I'm saying like I'm a huge metalhead. Like, all my friends think I'm a fucking weirdo motherfucker because I like metal music.
There's nothing wrong with that. Who gives a fuck? You like metal or not?
Yeah, well, little do they know while they're off listening to their fucking all their fucking pop and their jam rock and their fucking country bullshit. Metal kind of is the ultimate personification of music talent.
It's still
no matter how anyone wants to swing it.
It's not brand new, but it's still kind of like the, I don't want to say, but it's like the newest genre or second newest.
It's the pinnacle of being good at making music.
And it's making music that makes you feel that people think it's just screaming, but have you looked at the fucking lyrics? There's like stuff that they're talking about there.
Nate at work will be like, listen, I can write a metal song. All I gotta do is write some esoteric lyrics that don't mean anything and just make it sound cool. And
see, that's wrong there, because metal is more than just there's more to it.
You know what it is? Just when you craft good lyrics, it makes people have to fucking think for once instead of just fucking, oh, I'll fuck your bitch, or oh, let's just sing about love the whole time,
or cheating, or some shit,
cheating, or fucking, you know, whatever it is, like fucking your breakup or whatever. But I mean, in metal, and like metal has a lot of songs that, believe it or not, are love songs and shit like that. Like,
but they're real intimate and detailed there.
Yes, metal is the most disrespected and misunderstood musical art form.
You know, I think you might like this. There's actually a course at CUNY Oswego. That's the history of metal or heavy metal. No, it's just heavy metal. It's an actual.
Wait, what? For real?
For real? Seriously, look it up when you get time.
Dude, I'm gonna take that class.
I
go there this fall.
I mean, it's mainly because I took it there. It's mainly
dude, I'll go in there and be like, listen.
It's mainly in the earlier, you know, who started. You talk a little bit about blues at first, but then you work way up to...
People don't know that. The foundation of metal is blues.
And fun fact, blues was originated by African swing music, if I'm not mistaken.
Sir. What do you know about Muddy Waters?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I love Muddy Waters. That one song that's in like 12-4 or 3-4, I cast a spell on you. I don't want to say he's a first, but he was like screaming in that song, and people didn't realize that he hated what he was doing. But it was an emotion. He wasn't just screaming for the fucking sake of it there.
Agree with me that... So, Nate, I think he does it to fuck with me. I'll listen to metal at work, and I don't care.
Oh, I know you do, because you listen...
We listen all the time, but like... Nate doesn't understand that metal's not just about being heavy. It's an atmosphere. It's a tone. It's an emotion.
It's a culture too.
But like you don't have to just like pound on. You know what I'm saying? Like for example,
well, you start just casting ice on makeup and straight there.
I'm not a super fan of their whole catalog, but as you know, one of my favorite metal albums of all time is "The Poison" by Bullet for My Valentine.
Wait, I
just that album. I don't like any other other albums. That's like the first real like high level album, and it just so happened to still be their best album.
I like that, and I don't want to say EP, but singles they had like.
Nate says that's not metal.
That is metal. Look, regardless if you want to like it or not, it is metal.
I just fall to pieces.
Like it's not just the lyrics, but the lyrics, the tone.
Oh, the tone, the speed, the crunchiness. Yeah, it's metal. That's metal.
Like when you scream.
I think it's because he hears like Matt Tuck sing. Like it's got some melodic shit where it's like they're screaming and then next thing you know he's singing.
Look, I'm not a fan of older stuff, but I do
love melodic death metal. It's my favorite. That mixture of clean vocals and power, like screaming vocals.
I feel like it's fine too. It's not for everyone. No, some people like black metal, some like death metal, some like all over.
Well, they're like metal core, would you say, right?
I say more metalcore. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but I like melodic death metal, like In Flames. That's my shit.
Or old school. All That Remains.
Yeah. I also like I like a lot of death metal too. Like I don't like black metal, the satanic shit. But I do like death metal.
I respect it. I'm not a big fan of it, but I do respect it.
Like remember Death? They're the ones that originated death metal. The lead singer's dead now, but
rest in peace. Or even the band Napalm Death.
Napalm Death. That dude Venom. Remember Venom? Venom was here's the thing. And then I'm not dishonest about the fact that there are satanic metal bands.
Oh, yeah, there are.
But there's like, it's like 2% of the metal bands on the planet. Oh, and for the record, for the people out there that think Slayer's a satanic metal band, they're not. Their music was satiristic.
Believe it or not,
it was meant to try to scare people. They're not really satanic.
Isn't a couple of people in the band Christian or something? Or Catholic?
I think now they went pussy and turned Christian or Catholic. No, sold out.
I think one of them actually is like, no, because...
Well, they've had a revolving door of members. Tom Araya is apparently a Christian now, the bass player, the lead singer.
And still regardless of Christian or not, you make music. And if you don't,
they still make violent music.
Who cares?
But there's certain songs he won't sing anymore. Dave Mustaine became Christian. That shit pissed me the fuck off because he was actually. So here's the thing. It's not so much about it being satanic or whatever. It's you're being disingenuous. Megadeth's one of my favorite metal bands of all time.
Oh, I agree, Panther.
Their album Peace Sells But Who's Buying, right? But he wrote that album. It had satanic influences in it. People don't know that. A lot of people don't know that. Like the song The Conjuring, it's about being part of the occult and trying to summon a demon. That's what the song's about. But he was actually, him personally, not the band, he personally was actually dabbled in black magic, quote unquote. We know that shit ain't real. In the fucking occult. Like, we know there's no devil. But to write such great music like that, such creepy, fucking deep and intellectual, dark music, and then you're just like, no, we're not playing The Conjuring anymore because I found God. They won't play The Conjuring in live anymore.
That's fucking stupid. Look, I'm not trying to disrespect personal police, but Jesus Christ, it's a song that people love.
Dude, it's hard, dude. The Conjuring's hard. But yeah, what are your favorite metal bands? You said you made a list of that.
See, too? I did.
What you had an amalgamation of different styles of heavy music.
I was gonna say not all these guys are metal bands. Some are like pop punk or post hardcore. Some are metal. I'm over the spectrum when it comes to music, but when it comes to my top 5 bands, I couldn't find just 5 straight metal bands I like because I love metal, but I don't love every single band out there. I do like Megadeth. I like Metallica. Old Metallica. New Metallica sucks.
Well, I'm not a big fan of Metallica. I like 3 of their albums.
I like
Ride the Lightning,
Black.
See, I don't like the Black album.
I liked it. I mean, I wasn't obsessed with it. I like Enter Sandman, Call Me a Settle. I don't fucking care. I do like this one.
Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning,
beautiful.
Justice for All.
Those are good. That's Justice for All. That's the album I forgot there. But anyway, and these aren't in any particular order either. But these are just like, I love many bands, but these are my top 5 if I had to choose. Killswitch Engage. I've seen them live 3 fucking times.
Dude.
And I wish I could find the fucking promo when I interviewed Joe Strutzel. For those who don't know, he's one of the guitar players of Killswitch. Every time we hear Killswitch, that's the one song I remember.
Can I tell you my story about Killswitch Engage?
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Here.
So, when I went to concerts when I was younger, I went to a concert with a buddy of mine when I was in high school. Was that junior high or high school? I don't remember. But we went to the Warped Tour concert.
Oh, Warped Tour. Oh, you went to that one? That was a good year.
No, like, I did not know who Killswitch Engage was.
But that was their first Warped Tour. They played there.
But for people that don't know this, like, the Warped Tour had, like, we used to have, like, I don't know if they still do it because I don't go to that shit anymore. Multiple stages. Like, they'd have more than one stage.
The last one I went to, I think it was last summer or 2 summers ago or something. Yeah, I went to it and...
There's more than one stage, right? I don't remember who I got done seeing playing, and all of a sudden they're like, the next band came up, and they came out in, was that I'm pretty sure it was the song. I Will Bid Farewell. That song. I will bid farewell. Right, and I'm hearing them, and I'm like, well... what is that? And I'm like, what the fuck? So I turn, and then all of a sudden he's just like, I will bid farewell. I was like, where's the honey in the voice coming from? I'm like, where's that? This dude's got honey in his voice. And I went over and I watched their set, and I was like, God damn, dude, Killswitch Engage. Who are these guys? Killswitch Engage, black dude up there, just like, oh. I was like, yo, these dudes. And then ever since then, I was like, yeah, I like 2 of their albums. I'm not a big fan, but I love Howard Jones.
I love Killswitch. All their music.
It's hard. It rocks.
The original stuff for Jesse and vocals, even though he was trying to.
See, I didn't like his vocals really.
Look, they were rough to get into, but I still love the sound they had, like a guitar and a bass and everything there and drums. And Howard took over after Jesse's departure for a while. Then Jesse came back after Howard's departure. I feel like it was a tag team, but still, regardless, I love Jesse's girls and screams, and I love Howard's clean vocals. Jesse is better with clean vocals now. He's not Howard to me, but I do love him. I seen him 3 times, and I'm going to tell you, when I got to interview, I was like a fucking schoolgirl, a Catholic schoolgirl outfit. I was trying not to whip me knickers, but I'm shaking hands with Joe Strutzel, and I'm like, it's a fucking pleasure to meet you, sir. And he had to look at me reading my lips half the time because I didn't understand a fucking word I was saying, but I got to interview him, which was fucking great. Put it on the radio I went to college for at the time, and it was fucking great. I just...
What's your favorite songs by them? Mine are The Curse and Rose of Sharon.
Are we when I say The Curse, are we talking the shitty music video or the actual...
No, the song off the album.
That's a good one, because I watched... Because they censored the screaming more on the music video, that's why I say it's shitty. Because the video was great, but the song censored was shite.
Yeah, The Curse and Rose of Sharon.
Rose of Sharon, Curse, my favourites. End of Heartache, the alternate version, like from the original.
Everyone likes End of Heartache.
I like the original version too, don't get me wrong, it's great. But I also like Decoration, one that same album. People don't know too much about there. There's a few other ones I can't name off the top of my head. They're from another album. But I got them on my phone. If I saw the names, I can tell you left and right there. But
yeah, dude, Kill Switch is good. What do you got next?
In Flames, believe it or not, there.
That's funny. It did, like, you know what's hilarious? So I like a lot of the foreign metal bands.
Like, it's not just their, like, I hate to say this.
I knew if there was one person that liked metal that was going to like In Flames, because you're roughly from that neck of the woods. Like,
yes, I know.
But you're closer to their neck of the woods than me. Like, just like Bullet for the Valentine, you're right there. Like Bullet for My Valentine. I'm sure they've played in Ireland a shit ton of times, especially absolutely. When they were young.
Oh, yeah, sure enough. The one time they actually came, I was like, but I was just getting into that kind of music. I didn't know everyone there. They were there. I wasn't paying attention. And after I found out who they were, I'm like, oh, they were just fucking here. Fuck.
It's like Bullet for My Valentine and Gareth Bale make Wales the city, or the whatever you want to call it, the country of Wales proud, dude.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, so what do you love about In Flames? I can go all day about In Flames.
Their overall fucking sound. Like, literally, they started originally...
Early, like, I don't like their last couple albums.
See, I don't mind the newer stuff. I mean, I don't love it.
I'm not into the newer stuff.
Like, I mean, I prefer them at their middle stuff. Like, you know, when they had Delights and Angers and Cloud Connected and those
So you
songs.
like the middle of the discography?
I like the middle of it there.
See,
the earlier stuff, I don't mind, but not when they were doing the black metal shit.
See,
because I feel like they're trying to copy every other band out there.
Yeah, that early stuff. I love all the early stuff, and then I love everything about them up until... What album was it where they had... Okay, so the albums that I like the least, I don't like their newest albums.
It's more poopy. It's more like a rock than it is a metal.
They're just making money. They're getting older.
Kind of like how All That Remains is older too.
One of their weakest albums is one of their middle albums, but it has my favorite song by them on it. Sounds of a Playground Fading, in my opinion.
That entire album
That's your favorite album by them, right?
I mean, if I had to choose one, yeah, sure. That's right. A good one there.
That's one of their weaker albums for me, but Where the Dead Ship Dwells. That's my favorite song by them.
Where dead ships dwell.
Dude, they played that shit live when I went and seen them in Rochester. It was fucking great. I got it all on video. But yeah, my favorite albums by them are Horacle. It's pronounced Horacle.
It's like horror and oracle put together.
Horacle. But Horacle, Clayman.
Oh, those are good ones there.
What is it?
The Jester. I don't know what the song sound on, but
Oracle, Clayman. What's the one with the body Invisible Colony?
Oh, that's a good one.
And then, honestly, the album I've probably listened to the most by them is the album that gets the most shit from the media, and it's Soundtrack to Escape. That's probably my favorite album by them. The reason why I like In Flames so much is because they do something that not a lot of metal bands do. And eventually we're going to segue into my favorite current metal band, and they do the same thing.
It's almost like a folklore to their sound there. They tell a story. I don't know every band tells a story, but there's like an actual, when you sit and listen to the music.
They touch everything. Like, it's heavy, it's melodic, the lyrics
there's clean
are
vocals.
good. There's clean vocals, it's heartfelt, it can be mean. The guitar work, the drumming, it's all tight. Like, just they personify my style of metal that I like. There's no place they really kind of never went in their career.
Even though they're in a genre, they have their own sound in a sense there. They have their own fucking sound that no one can ever fucking touch or try to copy and paste. It's like In Flames is their own entity of...
Now, I know a lot of diehards that think that they're not the best band. That a lot of people like At the Gates better than them, and so it works.
I like At the Gates,
I do too.
but they're not the greatest to me.
But yeah, we're on the same page about In Flames. Like Bjorn Gillo,
there's
one of my favorite guitar players ever, dude. I went to that concert. It was fucking over capacity. People were just fighting and shit, climbing up the fucking scaffolding and jumping in the crowd. Waves of people. Like my chest was hurting for like days because we're getting smashed up against the front barricade. I was front row.
Oh Jesus! So you're at the fucking bars.
Security was just beating people down. It was like a concert hall. Only supposed to fit like 250 people.
You had to fit like 500 in there.
Dude, they went well over capacity. The guards were having to throw people out left and right. But yeah, dude, they were so good live. Now Anders has kind of lost his voice. He wasn't that great live. Everyone else was fucking amazing.
I heard it. A documentary or not? Or interviewed with him. There's like
he can't scream anymore.
There's like one of the songs is Jester has a little screaming, and there's another one I can't think of it, but they won't perform it because of that reason there.
Yeah, he can't scream anymore.
And that's the thing.
That's what happens when most of these guys get old, dude.
Here's the thing there too. A lot of people don't properly use their vocals. They scream with their throat. They don't scream with their fucking diaphragm there.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
But it's hard to use a diaphragm too. I'm not speaking because I can't do it there, but
yeah.
When you scream, there's like a way. Like this is a girl. Like her name is Lindsay Ray. She's not Benjamin Logan, but she's in another band called The Anchor. Post-hardcore metal. I don't care what you want to fucking call it. She screams, but she does it right, and it's fucking beautiful. She does clean vocals too. Anyway, sorry, tangent.
What do you got next?
Okay. Well, sure enough. As I mentioned, The Anchor.
What is The Anchor? I've never heard of it.
Okay. For those that they get criticized because they're new. I don't want to say they're copy and paste anyone in particular. They're kind of like that. I don't want to say generic, but that generic metal / post-hardcore level. This girl is about my height, maybe shorter, but she's got a voice on her, and I'm not joking. When I say a voice, she can fucking scream when she wants to. She has her own cooking channel. It's Lindsay Ray Cooking or some shit like that. I think they're from Colorado or Kansas or some Midwestern state. And she'll do like little covers of actual metal songs, like a Bring Me the Horizon and Lamb of God. But she'll do cooking. She'll take the lyrics out and she'll do like this is how you make shepherd's pie. I'm not joking. It's fucking great, and I can actually fucking listen to it there. But the newer stuff's kind of gotten a wee bit later. It's not as metally, but it's still beautiful nonetheless there. I don't say it's a love song or romanticism and all that shit, but it's got some of that emotions and feel behind there. A couple of my favourite songs is Westworld, and there's another fucking one I can't think of it, but she's got a lot of emotion behind her music. When you listen to her, you can just hear the rawness, the emotion, and
The Anchor.
Not even just anger, but expression. Like
The Anchor is the name of the band?
Anchor. Yes, The Anchor.
Okay, I'm going to have to remember that.
And then they got like one song, it's like a happy metal. It's called Greenbow County. It's funny. It's like actual happy metal. You hear, I don't want to say country, it's like do dee 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 dee, but you hear her scream, you hear her sing clean vocals too. It's fucking great there. But hopefully playing for you sometime there. And the last two there, they aren't metal. They're more post-hardcore or like a party kind of a pop punk. Palisades. They
Why have I heard of Palisades?
I don't want to say they're Linkin Park, but they're like the best way for me to describe them, I don't want to say watered down, but think of a party watered down version of Linkin Park where they have that tech sound, but they still got guitars and drums to it and a keyboard, or they had a keyboard DJ in there, so it was like a combination of like you hear his tech part and you hear the actual metalcore in it or breakdown, and but it wasn't as intense as hardcore music there. They've switched their sound a few times. They started off post-hardcore, then it came like a party kind of thing, and now they kind of came that generic rock, but still great. I've met them twice. I actually own one of the original hats too when they first started the band, and sure enough, I saw them at the Lost Horizon 5 or 6 months ago, and I'm at the bar there because I'm waiting for them to come up stage, and the guy pats my back. He's like, "Oh, you've been an original fan of ours a long time." And I'm like, "You're fucking Matt, the guitar player." And he's just like, "I appreciate your love and support." He's like, "I can tell that's from our first album there because I wore the hat. It's got the little P on there and their own design logo, and it felt great." And he bought me a pint of Guinness, and we were just laughing and talking shop. And he want to know more about me with our film, and I got asking about him and his music, and it was fucking great. Actually connecting with someone I didn't think I'd get to talk to in person. And then when I saw him play, the frontman, the vocalist, saw my hat and he pointed down at me and he nodded his head like this, and I'm like, ha! And I pointed at my hat and I felt like a teenage girl, and I felt fucking great. And
I had a couple moments like that. I seen Megadeth live 2 years ago, and place was packed. It was someplace in Rochester, and they played Holy Wars.
Oh, that's a good song there.
Right? And fucking when the solo came, dude, Dave Mustaine just happened to walk down right in front of me. And I have I'm front row. Like I'm up against the fence, like he's 2 feet from me. And I have it on video, him cranking that whole solo. It's one of the greatest solos ever, dude.
Oh, he's a tall motherfucker, isn't he?
No.
Oh, I thought he was. I thought he's
5'11".
Oh. Oh, everyone's taller than me, so.
I mean, yeah, I'm like 2 inches taller now. But like, so he's fucking cranking the solo in front of me, and I lost my fucking shit. I recorded the whole thing. It was fucking nuts, dude. And in Flames, those dudes interacted with everyone. Like, if they came down to you, they'd point right at you. I was running. Dude, it was so good. But yeah, what's your last one?
Last one. They're more post-hardcore, but I love them. They're not from my neck of the woods per se, but they're close enough. They're from Wales. Funeral for a Friend.
Another Welsh band. What's with the Welsh pumping out the metal band?
I don't. Well, they're not metal at all. They're
what are they?
They're like post-core, post-hardcore. I hate when people call them emo because it's not really a genre; it's an emotion. But whatever, that's what they call them. But they've got a combination of like little soft songs, but then they got some hard, edgy, fast-paced. Like one of my all-time favorite songs. And I guess you can call them punk because they got a few songs that are like that 2.5 minute mark.
Yeah.
And one of them's my favorite. It's Best Friends in Hospital Beds.
Best Friends in Hospital Beds.
When you listen to that song, it's just something you can like headbang to, not like metal.
So it's just like an energy band.
Oh, yeah, exactly there.
Just about the energy.
And I've always wanted to see them live there. They don't have any albums I don't like or at least like because they all got kind of like with Newfound Glory. There's like not one album I don't like. They've got a lot of good material. Some songs are slow, I don't care for, but...
See, you like a lot of the stuff I don't like. You're into areas that I'm not into. Like, you like the hardcore punky...
Oh, I grew up...
You like the punk stuff.
Well, I taught myself after friends being... Because I found stuff I like. I can't specify with one type of genre. I'm all over the metal and rock spectrum there. And punk. Because to me, those are the stuff I grew up with and I respect. Taught myself. And maybe it's because I'm a drummer too, I'm not sure, but I like the faster pace or in the hard, slow breakdowns and
guitar over there, dude.
I know, it's beautiful looking guitar. I see the cum stains on it there.
Yeah, right. Any other older metal bands at all? Any other metal bands that like honorable mentions? Anything that influenced?
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna
because you know how I like a lot of the thrash metal and stuff like that, and the '90s metal.
We're gonna talk about the Big Four, or not all the Big Four, but
we can talk about the Big Four.
Well,
you're not gonna like how my take on the Big Four.
Well, you might not like mine either, because my all-time for the Big Four, my all-time favorite is Anthrax.
See, that's interesting because for most people, Anthrax is the bottom of the four. It's the bottom of the four for me.
Like if I had to pick the top four in a specific order, number one for me, and it doesn't matter on the vocalist. I like all their because I think I had like what 4 or 5 frontmans for Anthrax.
I thought Anthrax has always had one dude.
No, they've had way more.
Or do they have the original guy back now?
I don't know. I can't keep track. Joey Belladonna or some shit.
Looks like a girl.
Anyway, they got like a bunch of vocals, but point being, number one, Anthrax for me. I love Anthrax.
That's interesting. You like Anthrax the most out of the Big Four. Can I guess the rest of your order?
Sure, if you want to go ahead there.
Anthrax, Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer.
Actually, nope.
Or Slayer and Megadeth are flipped.
Metallica's last place for me because I'm not a big fan.
Wow, that's interesting. Well, then ours is similar.
I like here. It's Anthrax, Slayer, Megadeth.
Wow, I had that all messed up.
Now, and Metallica. Now, be fair, I have nothing against Megadeth. It's just they're hard because it's a toy for me between them and Slayer.
I could see that
because I like, depending on the song of the album, I might switch my place there. But if I had to pick specific order, that's the way it is there. Slayer. I know they're not punk, and I'm not trying to disrespect them, but I like that fast pace.
What do you like about Slayer?
They got that like fast pace, And it's not just the lyrics. But also, Dave Lombardo.
Sounds like you're being fucking chased by someone in the middle of the night.
Oh, exactly. And Dave Lombardo.
Like something's trying to catch you.
Dave Lombardo on fucking drums.
Yeah, dude. You know what I was thinking about the other day about Dave Lombardo? It had to have been exhausting to be Dave Lombardo.
Because every
that
day,
drumming's off the chain. Like, and you got to go like that. Like, did you ever see them? You know what's funny? I was originally supposed to see my first concert I went to was Slipknot concert.
Oh, something.
But I was originally supposed to see the Rain of Blood tour with Megadeth Slayer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so bummed because they put one of their best shows from the Rain and Blood tour on YouTube, and I watch it all the time because like I wish I could have gone. Dude, they rip for an hour and 15 straight in the Rain and Blood tour every stop. It's like, God, imagine being those dudes, especially Dave Lombardo, fucking just ripping on those drums.
Oh, you've got to be
you got to have great cardio, especially with the fills and the shit he wrote for those bands. Like that shit's relentless and nonstop. It's
and
like,
training and fucking discipline there, because there's fucking feet work. You can't mess up one beat there. That constant 16th note, that fast take.
It's like, Jesus fuck.
Yeah, seriously.
So you like Slayer second.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you like about Slayer?
I
have a super love-hate relationship with Slayer. Though.
Like the older stuff, don't get me wrong, I like their old stuff, but to me it sounded all the same. Like love other.
They were the one band that didn't change.
But what changed to me was the newer stuff. I not brand new, but they're newer. Like I forgot what album it was. It was like I think 2011 or 14. Something. It was like an album about war, pretty much there.
Like almost every single one of them.
Yeah, pretty much there.
They had
a few songs that were slower tempo.
Christ Illusion.
They weren't
God Hates Us All.
Yep, that's the one. That's the one there. I like.
They got that hard song on there. What's the song?
I can't remember the fucking name.
No, I get them mixed up. I think. What's the song where Ryan's like, I hate this fucking place?
I don't remember the song.
I this fucking place. Yo, that song's hard. I don't think it's mandatory suicide.
You can tell his vocals wanted to give out, but he's fighting through it.
It was definitely a song about suicide, but I don't think it's mandatory suicide. Mandatory suicide's fucking hard.
And then Megadeth, like I said, I'm toying with them and Slayer for second and third because it depends on the song and how I'm listening to there, but Dave Mustaine,
dude, I get
as a
fired
person,
up when we talk about those thrash metal bands.
I can't personally. I don't give a shit for Dave Mustaine, but musically, I like them.
How dare you?
Well, he just seems like a dweeb and a douche at times.
Yeah, he's a douche. Who cares? He's one of the ultimate shredders of all time.
But that's why I like the music, because I don't listen to him for his personal life. I listen to for the music there. Like there's other bands like I don't give a shit for. Like,
so you're talking about Megadeth now.
Yep.
What do you like about Megadeth?
Their message out there, pretty much. I mean, the lyrics are almost all the same, but with Dave Mustaine, I feel like he's got like a personal story behind every single song. I don't mean with him connecting personally, but he has a message behind every single song there.
That's the thing that's most underrated about that band. That band gets devalued because of how bad of a vocalist Dave Mustaine is. Like, let's face it, like he's a bad vocalist.
He's not the worst. I mean, yes, he's bad.
He sounds like a drunken pirate.
Oh, it could be worse, like Justin Bieber.
but in my opinion, them and Slayer wrote the best songs out of all those thrash.
Out of Materials, yes, I will agree.
Like lyrically, the early Slayer song, like the first handful of Slayer albums, the songs they wrote are awesome. Like, dude, fucking. Fucking Rain and Blood, the fucking lyrics, those fucking songs, dude. Fucking dude, crazy. But yeah, you felt like you were in a story with Megadeth. Like you ever hear the song, for example, like the song Lucretia. You ever hear that song? It's off my favorite album of all time.
Wait, I've heard that one there.
It's on the back end of Rust in Peace.
Mm-hmm.
That song, he wrote that song out of an actual personal experience he was having. It's about a supposed ghost that lived in his first home that he bought, and he was so messed up and high on drugs that he was seeing shit. He wasn't really seeing a ghost, but his friends used to fucking make fun of him because they would go to the house, and if he was high enough or drunk enough, they wouldn't be able to find him. They'd be, what the fuck? And they'd find him alone somewhere talking to fucking nobody. But he personally thought he was talking to a ghost, an old lady named Lucretia. That's what the song's about. She was his best friend for 2 years.
Jesus Christ, sir.
He told her all his deepest, darkest secrets. Like, just everything. Holy Wars, fucking Hangar 18. Dude, like, you go on and on.
Hangar 18, Symphony of Destruction.
Fucking, just, they have song after song. Five Magics. Fucking, dude, Peace Album, who's buying that album? Conjuring, Devil's Island's my favorite song by them. Devil's Island.
And there's one, I'm trying to think, there's another band in the thrasher category that isn't top 4, but
I like Exodus. That they take the place of.
God, there's another band.
For me,
I'm trying to think. I can't fucking. Not Testament. No, there's another band around.
Testament was fucking good too, dude. People sleep on Testament. That's an underrated band.
There's another one. I can't. Thrill Kill? No.
Overkill?
Overkill.
I like Overkill from a musical standpoint, but I hated the high-pitched vocals.
Like, yeah, I can agree his vocals, but there's a couple songs on it that weren't too high they're fucking great there.
Dude, there's a lot of great metal bands from that time.
And then people are they're gonna look at me like I'm a crazy-ass, stupid trucker redneck, but I love Hatebreed. I love Hatebreed.
Yeah, I can't get into Hatebreed, dude.
Like, I don't love all their material, but I do respect them as a band. Like, they're just that classic brutal what you see from a heavy metal band.
How many times you gonna like write the same songs over and over again?
They do. I'll give you that there. It's true, but that's why I like a few of them. I don't like them all there because a lot of them are the same. It's got the same repetitiveness to it. Now, one thing I do like, and I didn't realize until I saw a concert, until after the concert, was Droning Pool, because I saw Motley Crue at Crue Fest 2 there. I hate Motley Crue. They got fucking rot in the hole there. Fuck you, Vince.
Yeah, Motley Crue.
Like, Vince, you're not metal. You're
so you know how everyone has like their little, you got the guilty pleasures, like the stuff that you like, you kind of like, but you kind of embarrassed that you kind of like it.
Oh, I'll tell you right, man.
For Adam and I, we kind of fucking love some of Motley Crue. Like
mine's Poison there.
What is it?
Mine's Poison.
Poison, yeah. Ours is Motley Crue. Like, the reason why we love how their music comes off so satiristic about women and drugs. Like, we love those songs. She's got the looks that kill. Bam, 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 bam.
You know what?
But they actually lived that life, which is why it's funny, because it sounds satiristic. Like, if you didn't know who Motley Crue was and you heard that, regardless if you liked it or not, you'd be like, what the fuck are you guys talking about, bitches and drugs? Like,
it's essentially like rap back or today.
It's like, yeah. So yeah, and there's something about it. They were such a train wreck, and Adam and I love that shit. It's fucking hilarious.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't like them there. Other than Vince can't sing anymore, and he looks like a fucking.
Well, he never was that great of a singer.
Drugged up, fucking drugged up mom.
He looks like he needs another cheeseburger.
Leather pants don't look good. No, when I saw them, he was bashing fucking bands that open up for. He was bashing Godsmack, Journey Pro.
He's a fucking cunt.
Now, I love Journey Pro because they're I don't want to say that typical heavy metal band, but I really respect them. And it don't even get me started with.
I can just picture you like in a dark room somewhere, listening to Drown Pool. Pieces of falling.
And before you say it's my favorite song, Bodies. No, I love it, but it's not my favorite song there. I do have
Drowning Pool.
My favorite song by them is Step Up, because I was.
Which song was that?
I think it's off Desensitized album. It has a girl with a baseball bat and a pentagram in the background there. She's got blonde hair. She's got a baseball.
How's the song go?
Step up, step up.
Oh, if you want to step up, you're gonna get knocked down.
The music video is funny, but here's that song. Because here's the thing, maybe it's not because I'm Irish, but I have a short temper, and when I get in a pissed off mood, I want to beat the fucking piss out of you. That song would always come up on my phone or something, and I'd be in a mood to knock some fucking teeth.
That's fucking funny.
And a fair half the time, maybe 50% of the time, I would win. I'm short, so remember that I'm not tall and built like some fuckers are, so I have to fucking,
You're very sure want to grab me another?
Oh, another one?
Yeah. Grab me another one, though.
Another beer?
Yeah.
But no,
thanks, dude.
I don't have much, I still have anger in me now, but not as much as I did when I was first getting a strike kicked out of me for numerous reasons, the old man, whatever. But that song, I could vent, I could listen to that. Ooh, I can listen to that song and repeat for at least like a good 30 times.
So, it's funny, because in my opinion, Drown the Pool's rock, right?
The newer stuff, yeah, it is kind of rookie, but their older stuff, like when they had the original vocalist.
I had a couple rock bands I liked when I was a kid. I like Trapped.
Oh, Trap's fucking great.
I seen Trap live at K-Rockathon 13.
I like to see them, but I don't really, I wouldn't pay my way just to be like, oh, just...
Yeah, I wouldn't run out the door to see them, but I got to see them at K-Rock. The lineup for that was them, Cake, a bunch of other bands, and the closer was, I seen Black Label Society. Dude, at K-Rockathon 13, dude, and that was one of the best and loudest live performances I've ever seen to this day.
Zach Wild on fucking guitar.
Oh yeah, dude, he's one of my favorite guitar players of all time. That roaring wah sound, like something's conjuring.
It's not just that, but he can do metal, he can do rock, he can do
blues.
He can do anything he fucking wants to there, and that's what I love about him, because he's a well-rounded guitar player. People don't realize
dude, he's a G.
They think he's just a rock guitar player. No, he's not.
Listen, you know you're dedicated to playing guitar when you grow your fucking thumbnail out like a witch's thumbnail, so you could pick the top string as you're playing the lower strings.
Oh, his G string.
Yeah, no, but like he's got his thumb grown out.
No, I saw that because he can pick it.
Yeah, he can pick the top
because he doesn't.
strings.
Sometimes he uses pick, sometimes he uses his thumb, and I'm just like, holy fucking shit there.
And you see his thumb; it looks like a fucking hag thumb. But yeah, so Metallica. You haven't talked about Metallica yet.
I don't really care for that. Honestly.
Yeah, me neither.
And to be honest, like those are ones you mentioned, like Justice for All, Master of Puppets. And the other one I forgot.
And I think Metallica honestly hasn't done themselves any favors, because if you're definitely like as a whole, your band's a bunch of super cunts and fucking
like to me, their shittiest album was Saint Anger, and everything afterwards is shitty.
Oh, you mean I'm mad in anger with you?
Yeah, Saint Anger.
I'm mad in anger.
I feel like they were trying to copy.
Dude, it's so bad.
I feel like he was trying to copy fucking Motorhead there. Like with his voice, I feel like he's trying to be a Lemmy.
And then you got these people like the fucking garage tapes. It's like no one cares about them playing in a garage, playing fucking other people's songs. And like Lars, dude, don't even get me started.
I hate Lars.
Lars is one of the worst drummers in the history of fucking.
He's only not
drumming,
fucking great there.
He's not good. Like, oh yeah. And you know what sucks? That song's fucking hard. Darkness imprisoning me. All I see.
And then what? Change the tempo a couple. Look, like, I'm not saying I'm the greatest drummer, but I could fucking do that song.
You can play that song. No, for real, you could.
My little brother and his fucking tight nicks could fucking do that. He's only fucking 8 years older.
But like, my thing is this: I wonder to myself, this is how I feel. Imagine if Metallica had like a Vic Menza, like from Megadeth at that time, or someone that actually really knew how to play drums for real, like at a high level. Like, let's be real here.
Like Mike Portnoy.
Their guitar players and their bass players are way more high level than their drum player. That's just the truth. Imagine if you had like a real legit drummer, but then again, they wouldn't be Metallica. They'd be something different. Who knows? Maybe they would have sounded better just with Lars.
Oh, imagine this, having Mike Portnoy from or
something like that, right?
As
to go along with James Hetfield. Now, I also have reservations about Kirk Hammett too. I don't throw him up in the great pantheon of fucking great guitar players, but I mean, he could play.
Although I feel sad for Mikkel's excuse me. They lost a great bassist, Cliff, or not Cliff. What was his name? The guy that
Cliff Burton, right?
I don't remember his name entirely. I feel bad because he died on a tour bus, or they were sleeping outside, or something that crashed.
The tour bus crashed. He got flung from his bed.
Like, can you just like? I feel so bad for them. Like, you know, best mates there, and even if regardless of how good they're playing, they had that fucking happen to you. Because I remember watching a documentary. They had a shite little van with a fucking pole behind, and they were in the pole behind, and they have to get up, and you know, or how far they came. I may not care for the music, but how far they had to work to get where they're at, and then just, you know, lose one of the best mates there.
Yeah, it's wild, but I'm not the biggest Metallica fan. If I did my big four in order, it would be Megadeth's number one for me, and I say that because apart from Pantera, and we'll get to them later because they don't count, they're not in the big four.
But do you think they should have been there? Make a big four?
Well, they're not thrash, but you got to remember, this is the problem though.
They weren't metalcore.
They're metal. They coined the term groove metal. They definitely had their own sound. They didn't sound like every other metal band. And I don't really think anyone else, but we'll talk about Pantera after we talk about the big four. But Megadeth, amazing songwriting, some of the greatest guitar work in the history of metal. One of the most underrated drummers in the history of metal. R.I.P. the big homie, fucking Vic. Why do I call him Vic Menza? Nick Menza. Menza was a beast. And you want to know what I love about their music? Not just the guitaring, because I like guitar. I play guitar. Like, guitaring is my favorite thing. I'm infatuated with guitar work. So I always find myself being more gravitated to bands that have great guitar work. But what I love about Megadeth, and once I started to appreciate and understand music and metal more, man, Menz's drums shine just as much of their music as their guitar work does. He was so good that, in my opinion, apart from Pantera, there was like a 5-year stretch where they were like the best and tightest metal band. Except for Pantera. You take Pantera out of the picture from like 1988 to about like 1994, somewhere in that range. They were just, when they were playing to their best ability, dude, they were so fucking good, dude, and they just fucking ripped. Those guitar solos, those dual back forth, fucking Hangar 18, where they have the back forth, him and Marty Friedman. Marty Friedman's one of the greatest guitar players of all time, and they're both, him and David Mustaine are two of the greatest guitar players of all time in the same band together. And then you got David Mustaine, he's all modest and shit. He goes, I'm fortunate enough to have, I'm the second best guitar player in my band and all this stuff, right? Blah, blah, blah. When he's one of the best ever. He's like, Marty Friedman's like over there, like, Marty was essentially the lead guitar player. He wrote a lot of the solo stuff. Remember Hangar 18, how hard that is? It's like, jigga, 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 and then they'd go back and forth, ripping solos, and in between the solo, jigga, 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 dude. But yeah, Megadeth. Love. The only problem with Megadeth, this is how unbiased I am and how honest I am about this shit. I have issues with Megadeth, though. I literally love 5 of their albums. Hate all of their other albums, except for once you get laid into their discography, they got albums here or there where they got some good songs on them. And then the last 2 albums they did were bad. Dystopia and that other one, they were okay. 2 is Slayer, and Slayer is the same thing. I deep down only love 2 Slayer albums. I love Seasons in the Abyss and I love Rain and Blood. The rest I could care less. South of Heaven has a couple good songs on it, but Slayer, in my opinion, is one of the bands that invokes that tone we were talking about earlier. The scary, dark, ominous, heavy metal like tone, like no bullshit, Machine Gun Fire metal. That's why I love Slayer. They have 2 albums that are just like, they're pinnacle. Then Metallica, as we talked about Metallica already, I like 3 of their albums. That's about it. I don't like any of the Anthrax stuff. And I know you like Anthrax. It's inverse for us. I could never get into them. I tried, dude. I just couldn't get into it.
It's for everyone there. That's just, they got
like kind of a punky vibe to them.
Maybe that's why it makes them more of a punk. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like metal, I like metal, but maybe because I got more of a punk influence to me there. But
yeah.
I love them. They're just, they got songs that speak to me there. But, as much as I love their older stuff, I do love one album more than some of the old, not album, but it's not new, but it's like semi-new. I think it's that album's called Worship. They got a couple of songs on there I just fucking love, and it's that fast pace tempo and the lyrics that go along with it. It's just it's right in your fucking face, and it's like you want to get in a fight there.
So the other metal band from the 90s I love is we were just talking about fucking Pantera. I get down on the Pantera, and like the fan base is kind of sullied Pantera's reputation a lot, because like a lot of people, when you're like, I'm a huge Pantera fan, they kind of roll their eyes like, oh, do you a fake tough guy? And it's like, just because there's a lot of fake tough guys out there that fucking drive around their truck and blast Pantera,
those mean they're like
they
Pantera.
Just blast like that one song, Walk. They think they're hard, they're working out. Respect. It's like, motherfucker, you never made anyone walk in your entire life. Like, but no, Pantera, man. I mean, what can
they got a bunch of their songs there too.
What can they've never had a bad album. Like, and like, what can you say? What bad can you say about Pantera? They got my favorite frontman of all time, and my favorite guitar player of all time. Well, one of them. They got one of the greatest drummers of all time. An underrated bass player. Amazing songs.
Oh, but seriously, rest in peace, Vinnie Paul. Jesus Christ.
Both of them. Dimebag and Vinnie, they're both brothers, are both dead, dude. It's sad.
Oh, but Vinnie, he wasn't just a drummer, he was a legend there too. I mean, he's been with so many bands. What was that band he started with? Hell Yeah.
Hell Yeah.
Oh,
I wish Nate was listening to this right now, because Nate knows. Nate doesn't listen to metal, right? But Nate loves those chunky Pantera pedal beats. Like, remember the song?
The double bass?
Yeah, but what's the one? Fucking... It's like...
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It does the 60th note thing at times there. It's like, it's a 4/4 song, but they do...
it's Becoming. I want it. Yeah, like that. Slaughter is good too.
You want something funny? Who got me into their band? Oh yeah, you're going laugh. Oh, you remember how he scored here? Do you remember a teacher by name of Mr. Kent?
Yeah, Coach Kent. Yeah.
He was like a math teacher, I think, too. Or
he liked Hell Yeah. Coach Kent liked metal.
His wife was a history teacher. Well, he got me into Hell Yeah.
I don't know if you're listening to Coach Kent, but your wife's hot. Anyways, she's hot. Coach, we would tell him all the time, like his wife's fucking banging, dude.
Dude, I remember that. I remember the Francisco brothers would say that to him in his face in the middle of my, and I'd be sitting there, I'm like, please don't be bloodshed. Don't let me fucking bloodshed there.
I thought Coach Kent was a decent guy.
She was very attractive, but I knew not to do anything because being a student at the time there and underage, and you spilled a fucking beer, you made an Irishman cry. Jesus fucking Christ. You alright there, laddie?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay,
I
good.
spilled my beer.
Oh Jesus, I think I heard a phone camera just fall down there.
That sucks. Oh well. Keep going.
Anyway. But no, I remember I think it was one of the teachers that tried to get to know me personally out of respect, but I was in a dark place. I don't anyone know anything about me, but Jesus, he was a good man. He was.
Yeah, Coach Kent. I thought. I mean, a lot of he was a coach, so certain people
I don't know if
hated
he was
him.
a coach. Well, it's been a while, but I just remember he was a coach for basketball or something.
Yeah, he coached basketball.
Because when I was there, I didn't remember him being a coach there at all. But maybe it was different.
He was. He was a math teacher too, so maybe it's the only way you knew him. I know he didn't play sports. But.
I'll tell you who I liked, but I just I started because I didn't have much of a role model as a father figure, but I kind of respected was Fusolo there.
Yeah, they were all right.
He caught me doing stupid shit, and he pulled me into his actual fucking room there, and he's like, "Look, I'm not gonna rate you up. I want to set you down straight, and I want to talk to you." And so he got to talk to me, but then come to find out, years later, I was gonna go visit, and he got in trouble for steroid pushing or some shit. I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Who got in trouble for steroid pushing?
Apparently one of the Fasolo brothers that did wrestling.
What? Where'd you find that out?
Former students.
No way.
I'm not sure how true it was, but still,
steroid pushing.
I'm not sure, but still, just to think about that, just someone you respect, and then all of a sudden that. I hope that's not the case. I hope it's just stupid trash talk shit. Probably. Because I could listen to that more than fucking believe. Because he was a history teacher, and he got respected me, and I'm good. Thank you though. I got seafood. I got me mum's.
So one of my favorite. There's some bands. What bands are you liking now that are newer?
I'm gonna get so much straight for this, but I don't fucking care. It's an actual pop punk band, not pop up, but they're on the real light end. Is Against the Current. This girl's got good vocals. She's got that typical poppy sound, but it's not pop band necessarily there. But I love her vocals. I seen her live, and she can go fucking crazy when she wants to sing, when she wants to get a crowd right up. An album, they have that classic, we're gonna be a light little band here, but don't let her fool you. When she's on stage, she goes crazy, she gets the crowd involved. There's one for a punk band, to remember their name, Tonight Alive. They're an OC band from Australia there.
Tonight Alive?
The girl's really, other than being beautiful, she's got a fucking phenomenal voice there. She could sing there, and there's times she's not afraid to let her ex know, hey, I'm writing a song about you because you're a piece of shit, and I'm going to make a song about you. I'm not saying it like that, but that's where essentially some of the songs are. And she just, when she wants to sing and scream, I've never heard her scream on any of the songs, but when I've seen her live, holy fuck, I've never been turned on some more in my life, sir.
That's fucking funny.
Now for metal, I have to give you credit there. For a new band for me, Ginger, holy fuck. She's incredibly good looking, and not to mention she can fucking sing.
I don't even care about the fact she's good looking.
Jesus Christ, she could sing.
She's one in my... Okay, so I've watched extensive videos on her. I've watched them live.
Oh, I'm sure you have there.
No, but
have you watched the videos of the bottle of jerk in there?
No, she just seems awesome. And not only is she super attractive, she's just ultra talented. But there's something about her. She's super attractive, not just because of how she looks, though.
I don't know what you mean.
It's that foreign... something about Ukraine, dude, pumps out good-looking people. You ever notice that?
Yeah, I know.
Ukraine's one of those pockets of the world where they just pump out good-looking people.
Or fuck, I know I'm Irish. I'm not exactly known for my good looks, sir. Have you looked at me? I look like I'm fucking... the Leprechaun from the shitty horror movies they made in the 80s? but that's what I look like pretty much, essentially. You know, all you need is a little bit of drinking, maybe to clear my face up and lotion there, but essentially that's what I look like there.
Yeah, no, so Ginger's my favorite modern metal band right now. They only have 3 albums and some EPs.
Later.
But Ginger does something that I like, that only a few metal bands that I like can do. Like, they touch all aspects.
They don't just do metal, they do a little bit of jazz fusion there. Rock.
They even infuse some of their own, like, Ukrainian flavor to it. Like, you ever hear the song "Who's Gonna Be the One" by them? The end of it, it launches into this thing where they untune their guitars and it's like clean and it sounds almost like polka. They're like, and she's like, "Don't deny them."
Oh yeah, I've heard that one. You played that for me there.
Don't deny.
It's almost like fucking jazz feel.
Yeah,
there too,
dude. At the end, after the song, "Don't deny the bad." I'm like, what the fuck? I remember when I first heard that. I'm like, dude, this shit is hot. Like, and I'm infatuated with the whole band. I love everything about the whole band. I think all of them are uberly talented. I think they're the most talented band right now. I really do. I've been saying that. They're uber talented at every position. First time I ever seen someone play drums where all the drums are below you. Like, you know how the cymbals are usually up here and you're like, well, he plays where it's like all on the floor and he pings downward.
That's another drummer that does that too there, from a different band.
Well, I've never seen it.
There's a band you might like. You might not like their vocals necessarily because their new vocalist isn't the greatest, but the original. But anyway, they're called Ocean's 8 Alaska. They're not metal, but
I've heard them. They had one song I liked.
I love Vultures and Sharks. That's my all-time favorite song by that band. But let me tell you there, I met Chris Turner. He's a good bloke. We talked.
Is he a good bloke?
He is. We hung out at the Warped Tour before he played. Like, I didn't buy the VIP pass. We were literally just hanging out in the fucking crowd, and before his band played, we were just talking. You're talking about his home and my home, how we're almost from the same land, asking what things are like, you know, because it's been a while for both of us there. But, and then he's like, "Hey, I got some extra tickets here. You want to come hang out with us later?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah." And next thing I know, we're drinking with him before they go on their bus and leave there. But he has his drum set low, his cymbals, his drum kit, it's all low. And he's like just a good person to talk to. Even just learn how they got the fucking band name there. It was really intriguing because they're not just a band. They're like, yeah, we're fucking hardcore and shit. No, if they got knowledge, they've got reasons for everything. Right. That's one reason. But the thing is, I can't drum to any of their songs because they don't do a consistent tempo and they have different meter signature changes. So it's like, it's not even math metal. I don't even know what the fuck to call it there. But anyway.
Oh, I was saying about, what were we talking about, Ginger?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was saying they're elite everywhere. Their guitar player's super talented. What I like about them, though, is, and it's something you don't see often, and it's why I've been, and because of them, I've been going back and listening to Mudvayne's first album. I used to like Mudvayne when I was younger. What I liked about Mudvayne was their bass was, the bass player was the driving force. He was like the lead. The bass came through more than everything, and he like led in the songs. The bass was like the actual like foundation of the song. What I like about Ginger is clearly the bass player. The bass player might be the most talented person in the band. He's nasty on that bass. It's a 6-string big ass Ibanez bass, dude. In like remember that song that I showed you live, Cloud Factory. Dude, the bass line in that.
Oh, you'd be surprised what bass people make. Look, I make jokes as bass guitars, but they're to me the main back force behind the band. It's not just the drums; it's just drum and bass.
Right. But his bass, like the bass that he writes for those songs, dude, it comes through. Like you feel it, like you hear it every note.
You know what makes bass even special other than that? There, they play the rhythm of the drummer, but they have to play the key signature or similar key signature to the guitar player.
Oh, dude, they're so good. And what I will say about Tatiana, the lead singer, amazing clean vocals.
Oh, absolutely. Jesus Christ. Like when you hear her scream and do, that's why I'm for Lindsay Ray. When you hear her do dirty, or the dirty vocals essentially, and the clean vocals, it's like, how the fuck?
But what I love about Tatiana's vocals is not only is she amazing actual singer, her actual screaming vocals, I don't think there's a more well-rounded female vocalist, though, than her right now, because she could do the clean vocals, and she could do all different styles of clean vocals, right?
With her.
Then she could do all different styles of screaming vocals. She can go high pitch, medium, low. And then there's this one song. It's that same song. It's Who's Gonna Be the One, dude. It's like their most nuanced song. Like the whole time she's going red, and like she's singing like that, and then there's clean vocals mixed in the song, and then out of nowhere in the end she does one of those guttural like deathcore growls where she goes and it starts breaking down, and I'm like, how the fuck is that coming out of her? Like you're already like, damn, she could growl. You were like, damn, she can fucking scream and she can belt and sing, and then she comes in with that like out of nowhere, and I'm like, how? And then I've seen her live, right? And I don't care what everyone says. I mean, looks matter. Looks is a part of the pie. She's stunning, right? And on top of that, her stage presence mixed with how beautiful she is.
With her.
Not only so when they first came out, she was kind of tomboyish, like probably most metal girls are at a young age. She had the the dreadlocks, and she wore like the emo the belts with the studs and all that. And now she dresses, now that she's in her once she started getting into her like mid-20s, she started dressing more feminine. But even though she started dressing more feminine and in looking more feminine, right? And portraying a persona that was more feminine, she still is able to amalgamate her femininity into this, mix it with this hardness and this intenseness.
To be a badass there too.
She's got this badassery to her feminism, and it's so attractive. Like, just like the faces, like the way she looks at people in the crowd, like the way she moves on stage, like. She's just a fucking killer up there. Like, she's so good. She's so intense, so powerful, so attractive. Like, and more importantly than that, she's uberly talented. They're my favorite band right now. And they've only got 3 albums out. And I hope they stay intact.
And I
hope they keep pumping albums out. Dude, their new micro EP was good.
I think they're going to stay there for a while. They may not be making music every so often, but because I think she has so much thought process behind her lyrics. That's
another thing that's underrated. The lyrics are great on that band, too.
Because that's one thing I do. Like, I'll listen to a song just as is, but then once I don't want to say dissect, but understand.
Yeah, that's how I am.
I'll go back and look at the lyrics there. And holy fuck, when you even just look at them, it's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she writes the music.
That's
so, so bands I've been listening to besides them, I don't find myself listening to a lot of new bands. Sometimes I sit on my Google Play app and I go to the metal section. I just hit the what's new. And I just try it, but like not a lot of bands are like
that grab your attention.
There's nothing really grab my attention right now. But I find myself listening to older stuff, like picking up things I didn't listen to when I was younger. Like I've been listening to a lot lately. They've been around for a while. Listening to a lot of Lamb of God lately because I love the guitar work.
I was so scared for them when. Randy was in Czechoslovakia after pushing that I thought he would be life in prison there.
What do you mean?
Oh, do you remember that there was a long time they weren't playing music because he was in a prison. Randy Blythe, the vocalist, he pushed a fan off stage, but the fan wasn't supposed to be on the stage there, and he died there. But he had medical problems there too. So.
So he pushed someone off the stage and they died?
He wasn't trying to push them off the stage and be an asshole. It was just because they weren't supposed to be. A fan's not supposed to be on stage at wherever you're fucking at there, unless you're at some shitty ass fucking small ass vendor with no security there. Then same story. But this was a professional, an actual concert, and security was trying to keep their fucking fans from getting on stage. Look, seriously, Google it.
I'll have to look that up.
There was a whole case, and they weren't sure if Randy was going to be able to come back to the States.
Another band I'm listening a lot to lately is a band that's actually been around since like the late 90s. Well, they were founded in the late 90s, but did most of their good work 2000s. I've been listening to Children of Bodom.
I never.
Well, not because I actually like their style metal. The guitar work is amazing.
Oh, it is good guitar work. I'll get
like that song. Are vocals, you dead yet?
I can't do the vocals. Children of Bodom.
I'm not into the vocals. I just like the guitar work.
Like he did a couple seconds of clean vocals. I'm like, but then he went back to this. I'm just like
screaming.
Like nothing wrong with screaming. It's just it sounds the same for him for me.
Meshuggah. I've been listening to a lot of Meshuggah lately. That they might be the heaviest band right now. Right. As far as like bands making good music.
Don't get me started, Meshuggah.
I'm trying to go see them.
I'd like to see them, but I wouldn't pay my way just to see them. Don't get me wrong, they're a great brand.
I've seen almost every band I want to see. Meshuggah's one of the only ones left. I haven't seen Bullet. I'd like to see Bullet, but they're not as good as they used to be.
I agree with that statement there. I like Bullet, but they're not as good all that stuff. Like,
once they started working out and doing steroids and shit and got bigger. Then,
I didn't know that there. I thought they were just...
they all put, like, the lead singer and the bass player both put on, like, 40 pounds of muscle. The lead singer, even when he was like 26, 27, weighed like $140.
Oh, I remember, because he was like
and now he looks like he weighs 220. You don't get that big, especially when you're in your 40s, that fast, unless you're on gear. Which there's nothing wrong with it, but it does something to your voice. I know this for a fact.
Also amongst other body parts.
Well, I mean, taking testosterone makes your nuts shrink a little bit, but you don't need your nuts. Anyways. No, I've noticed something too. When you get on gear like that, you get on performance enhancing drugs, dude, it changes your voice. There's a handful of singers that have gotten on PEDs to get in better shape.
Where?
And it changes their voice. I honestly, like, that first album, he sounds great on that first album. He's never been that great of a singer. Yeah. Just my opinion.
Oh, I agree with you, like, Tears Don't Fall, Suffocating Under the Sorrow, Hand of Blood.
Yeah, that album's good.
And even the EP they had before that, the Hand of Blood. I think Rockstar was another one on that same EP.
You know what a band I liked when I was a kid? Ooh. They had a couple good albums. As I Lay Dying. The dude tried to kill his wife.
I used to love that band, but I won't go see them live there. I mean, if they're at a concert...
I just like some of the guitar riffs.
But I won't go see them as a main headlining band there.
Ooh, this reminds me. I know another band. You've probably heard me play them at work. Kublai Khan. Have you ever listened to Kublai Khan? They're a metalcore band.
I've listened to them, but not like enough to be like, oh, I love...
They're almost like hardcore-ish, kind of. They're more on the hardcore, but they're metal. They're metalcore. People argue me, but... They're a metalcore band. Dude, they're heavy as fuck. They're from like fucking Texas. What? Is there anything else you want to say before we go? We're gonna wrap this shit up.
No,
we gotta take care
I appreciate you having me on your show there, and
I know we've been trying to plan this for a while. I know. Is there anything you want to say to the people? Anything you want to get? Any messages out there?
Listen to my friend Lifton, my boy Evans here. You don't listen to the show, you trash talk, and I kick the shit out of you, little fucking wanker. Anyone trash talks this show here, they deserve to get their fucking ass kicked.
You're gonna get the bungalows. You're gonna get the fucking Highlander, the Highlander axe, dude.
Oh wait, the shillelagh.
What is it?
Shillelagh.
The shillelagh.
Irish stick.
The Irish stick. That's fine. That's my boy Irish Cream. This is the Keep It a G Real podcast. Hopefully, if Kody ever has more time, we can get him back on here sometime.
Oh, absolutely. Maybe keep it X-rated.
Yeah. No, I mean this is an X-rated podcast. Trust me. But yeah, you guys, you know where you can find me. The Big Piece on YouTube, Big Piece on PlayStation and on Twitter and on Twitch. And we'll holla at you. Till next time.
Or peace.